What is up, hooligans? Happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. If you have a like button in front of you, hit that thing. More likes, more hooligans. I appreciate all of you guys being here. We're going to read through the schedule really quick. Then we're going to check on all the chats and make sure everything is running. So first, I'll be updating you hooligans on what's going on with the car. The car hasn't began its open heart surgery yet, but there is some updates to behold. We'll get started with that in a little bit. And then we'll be starting off with a video titled, "How much is Trump being silenced by gag order in fraud and 2020 case that he's going through right now?" Then we have a video titled, "Is the U.S. facing a nursing shortage? It depends on whom you ask." Brace yourselves for all of that. We knew this was coming. We knew this was coming, and I think they're going to leverage it for the next lockdown. We'll see. Then we have a video titled, "What's Funflation and why the rising entertainment costs?" I haven't gone and done anything fun in a long time, so I haven't noticed any price hikes, but I have some speculations why it's happening outside of just Bidenflation. Then we have a video titled, "Voters are opposing political parties as threats to democracy." Some more poll numbers and stuff. I guess people are figuring out that Democrats don't like Republicans and Republicans don't like Democrats, and they're willing to use violence against each other, according to this poll. I don't know where they've been the last 3 years. Then we have a video titled, "First U.S. deportation flight in years lands in Venezuela." We'll cover that when we get to it. I know that's an interesting one. Then we have a video titled, "Hundreds Arrested in U.S. Capitol Peace Protest, the Liberal Insurrection." We'll cover that in a second. Then we have a video titled, "Netflix Hikes Prices, Smashes User Growth Forecast." This kind of crap right here is why I say that conservative strikes and boycotts just don't stick. It's because of that crap right there. Last time they did a price hike, everybody was going to cancel. When they declared that they were going to lock you out of your account if you shared passwords and stuff, everybody said they were going to quit. And all they do is they just get more and more money, more and more users. I just don't believe the boycotts work. Yeah, Bud Light worked. Target kind of worked. I don't know what's going on with Netflix. I would have thought when they were showing pedophile stuff that would have been enough to get boycotted, but I guess not. Then we have a video titled, "Mobile App Gives Customer Control Over Data Companies Can Collect," which is kind of interesting. They're going to start giving us access to our information to see what companies are collecting it, and we can actually tell them to stop collecting it or delete the information they have collected, which is really interesting. And then we'll be wrapping things up with how do I want to say this? Yesterday we covered a video where I had titled it possibly the next George Floyd. There was a man that was shot by an officer. I believe it was in Georgia. He before that was exonerated. He was wrongfully incarcerated. They found out he was innocent. They let him go. Then some incident happened, and he was at a traffic stop, and an officer shot him, and he died. That's all we were told yesterday. Well, today I found the cruiser cam from the police officer's car where you can see the whole interaction, and the end of the interaction is so graphic I couldn't even show it on Rumble. The only platform that would allow me to show it is jeffmacmusic.com, and that's because we don't have rules over there. But I did post a link to it in Gilded on the news board if you would like to watch the video in its full spectrum. And I also posted it on jeffmaclive.com on the news board over there. I posted the actual video on the website, so if you're on the website, you're able to watch the video. The end is graphic, and so I will show a percentage of it today just so you can see how the interaction went. But then obviously we're going to cut it off before any graphic stuff happens, and I will inform you guys what happened after that. And if you don't want to take my word for it, which is totally fine with me, you are absolutely welcome to go watch the full video on Gilded or jeffmaclive.com, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We're going to flip through the chats, make sure everything is running, and I'm going to give you guys an update on the car, and we'll get started. What's up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com? Happy freedom, you hooligans. What's up, Hair Juicer? What's up, Annette? Appreciate you guys being here. Let's see. What's up, everyone over on Rumble? Happy freedom. What's up, Snooks? What's up, Pumpkin? What's up, Destiny? Appreciate all of you being here. What's up, Speedy Girl? What's up, Seppa? What's up, TJ? What's up, Girth? What's up, Lifelike? What's up, Beach Mama? What's up, Firefox? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Astral Hammer? What's up, Jeb? Happy Freedom. What's up, Witchy? What's up, Ghostly? Ghostly, I ain't seen you in a minute. I don't know if you've seen that, but I fixed your name on the website, and I found out how to fix everybody's name on the website. So I think I got to the bottom of it. I don't know if you've seen that or not yet. I've been waiting to catch you, to let you know. What's up, Matthew? Happy Freedom. And what is up, everyone, over on Odyssey? I think we got Odyssey fixed. I'm not 100% sure. I think so. I'm not seeing any buffering or anything. I don't really want to dig into all the details of how we got that working. It's been like 2 months I've been working on getting this to work, and I think it's working properly. So if you hooligans like watching on Odyssey, welcome home to Odyssey. I believe that it is working correctly today. There's no buffering or anything like that, which I'm pretty excited about. What is up, everyone, over on D Live? Happy Freedom, all of you hooligans over here. Hold on. Did they kick us? They did. This happened yesterday too. Hold on. Let me get her started up again here. I don't know why that happens. It stuck yesterday though. After I reset it, it stuck. So hope for good things. Come on, thing. Kick over. There you go. Come on. Alright, we are live on D Live. And what is up, everyone, over on Kick? Happy Freedom. What's up, DeRosa? What's up, Garlic Press? Appreciate you hooligans being here. Garlic Press, ever since old man Walter did what he did to get where he is, the world has gone into chaos, and I hope all those Democrats are happy. What I keep seeing is Republicans talking about how they can't stand the way the Republican Party is now because of all the rhinos, but we're also seeing tons of Democrats saying that they can't stand the way the Democrat Party is going because they're all corrupt radicals. So it's really interesting to see the American people kind of pulling back, and then all you see left at the table is all the corrupt politicians who still play the red team, blue team game. Americans are pulling back, and we're starting to realize we can't trust either of these parties. These people are clowns, and we're watching the stage happen in front of us. We are all we have. We are in this together. Appreciate you being here, Garlic Press. What's up, everyone, over on Twitch? What's up, Grey Wolf? Happy Freedom. And GoofTube. What's up, everyone, over here on YouTube? So, yesterday I didn't get enough time to reapply for monetization. I firmly believe they are going to reject me again. They don't like me. They haven't liked me for a while. And they didn't demonetize me for no reason. Although it looks like no reason on my end, because what they're accusing me of is simply not happening. But they got me where they want me. So I'm going to try and apply today. I have to make a 5-minute video showing them every single step of the way of how I do this live, from how I make my graphics, to the software I use, to how I write my scripts, everything. They want software names. They want to watch me do the process. They like everything. They want to basically shadow me as I set up and run a live, and I have to squeeze that into a 5-minute video, which I don't know how I'm gonna do. Maybe they'll have to slow it down in order to watch the whole thing. I don't know. I might have to do something clever, but either way, no matter how good or great or the best I do this video, I don't think they're gonna remonetize me, but that is what's gonna happen today. What's up, Faded? Faded, you were first today. Happy Freedom. What's up, Robert? What's up, Raja? What's up, Sawdog? What's up, 24/7? Appreciate all of you hooligans being here. What's up, Proud Patriot Girly? What's up, Yukon? What's up, William? What's up, Farmus? What's up, Flowers? What's up, Advanced Basher? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Daryl? Let's see. What's up, Gonzo's twin? Happy Freedom. What's up, Anthony? Appreciate all of you guys being here. Salty Ragu, you are not late. You are not late. You're right on time. Go over there and check out Odyssey. Make sure Odyssey is working correctly. I know you're like the Guardian over there on Odyssey. You let me know. Do we got things squared away? Because we are up and running right now. What's up, Karaticus? Happy Freedom. We have no government at this point. We are on our own for sure. Absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. All right, let's see. What's going on over here? Just a second. We're going to get started with this car update. Okay, everything's good. And it's a big group, and we're not in it. George Carlin, yeah, it's a big club, and we're not a part of it. What's up, Cassandra? Happy Freedom. Appreciate you being here. And at where's the other Daryl? Where did I see the name? YouTube. He's over on YouTube. You see my brain working in real time. We're live in like 12 places. We're live on Twitter again, which is pretty cool, I think. I mean, I prefer to have you guys here on the platforms, but for people to see us on Twitter and we're out there floating around live right now, that's pretty cool, I think. So, first, I want to show you, hooligans, the pictures of the cracked block. I meant to do this like 2 days ago. You know how my brain works. It doesn't half the time, but that's okay. That's okay. So, let's get this pulled up. If I can find a way to do this. Okay. These are clips pulled from a video, so they're not great. But this is where we noticed the JB weld at first. This is right on the side of the oil filter. You can see this creamy colored stuff. It's not supposed to be there. And then coming around the the shield, the heat shield there, you can see all of that. All that's not supposed to look like that. They tried to hide that crap and make it look like everything was squeaky clean. But as you can tell by the dark spot there on the oil filter, it's leaking oil. It's also leaking coolant. Like it leaks coolant like crazy. I've put a half gallon in the last 24 hours. It just runs straight through like coffee. So that's the bad spot that they found on the motor and all of that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Let me get this out of my face. So I had contacted the seller, and I told you guys he doesn't speak any English. He's here from the Dominican. I don't know how long he's been here, but he speaks zero English. His only English word he knows is yes. That's it. When he says no, it's in Spanish, which is no. But I wrote him. I said, "You tricked me. You got me. We're going to call the police on you." Something along those lines. Even though it's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything. If I call the police right now, they're going to be like, "Too bad for you, buddy. You bought a lemon." That's all they're going to say. They're not going to do anything. They'll probably take turns laughing at me. Maybe high-fiving each other. Maybe a couple knee slappers in there. Something like that. They ain't going to do anything. But anyways, I told him, "Shop's telling me to call the police on you because you tricked me." He's like, "I didn't trick you. I don't know what you're talking about." I was like, "I'll send you pictures tomorrow, but I need you to give me some money back. I need at least $1,000, and really I should be having you send me $2,000. And he said all he had is $700 left. He had spent the rest of the money. He'll send it to me. And he doesn't know what I'm talking about, but he wants to make things right. And I'm like, okay. I got those pictures. I went and recorded the video myself and then pulled the pictures out of it. It was a 3-man job, believe it or not, to get that done. Somebody had to hold the damn flashlight. You know, I didn't have Klaus Daniels with me, so it is what it is. Got the pictures, sent the pictures to him, was like, "Look, this is what I'm seeing." He's like, "Yeah, something's wrong. I believe you. How can we do this?" And it was a bunch of hoop jumping and nonsense and whatever. And I thought for a minute there he was leading me on. Then yesterday, he hits me up 10 o'clock in the morning. He said, "Hey, I want to make this right. We need to work something out. I want this done today." And I said, "Okay." So he wanted bank numbers and all this stuff. I was like, "I'm not doing that. Like, I can't give you sensitive information like that. I know you're trying to wire me money, but I can't do that." Eventually, he found someone that speaks English and Spanish and had them call me and play the middleman between us. I said, "Look, I'm going to send you a Venmo number. Pay the Venmo. We'll be square." He said, "All right." Got off the phone. Last night, I received $700 in kind of a refund for my car. No, it's not $1,000. No, it's not $2,000, but it will help me a little bit. So I did receive some money from the seller. Unfortunately, it went on my Venmo, so I will have to pay tax because it looks like income. So it's kind of like paying double tax on that $700. Either way, I got the money, and so that will be a contribution towards the $1,500+ job to do an engine flip from my gold car to my blue car, because as I showed you, the engine block is cracked and I can't run it that way. So they told me to call the shop. The shop told me to call them today about 5 o'clock or so, because they stay open until 5:30, 6 o'clock for me. I'm supposed to call at 5 o'clock. They're going to let me know whether I'm supposed to bring my car in today or if I'm supposed to bring it in tomorrow morning, and they're going to start the process of open heart surgery on my poor blue Subaru. And I'm hoping for good things. I'm hoping for good things. All-wheel drive light is flashing at me. I don't know what it is yet. It could be something as simple as a tire with not enough air in it. It could be a tire that doesn't match the rest of the set because it has a symmetrical all-wheel drive system, so little things like that will throw the all-wheel drive light. But it could also be that my transmission is bad, and that tears me up to think that that could be a thing, because then they're going to charge me more money to switch the transmission from the gold car to the blue car. And I don't know, but we're going to cross that road when we get there, so I'm trying not to worry about it and just focus on the motor problem, and that's all I got. So that's the update on the car. I'll read through the chat really quick, and then we're going to get started on this first video. This very first video is titled, "How much is Trump being silenced by gag orders in fraud and 2020 case?" We'll be starting that in just a moment. Let's see. Hair juicer. No, I don't have anything weird showing up in the radiator. The radiator and hoses and all that stuff looks brand new, and there's no weird stuff in there. Let's see. It's better than a poke in the eye, I guess. I assumed that the seller was going to just block me. I was going to say, hey, you know, I found something wrong with this motor. I'm going to need some money back. And I assumed it was going to be like, you can no longer write this user. You've been blocked. I was expecting to see some stuff like that. But instead, he came through. And so I was pretty happy about it. Of course, it's not as much as I need, but it's something. It's something. Let's read through the chat really quick. What's up, Roy D? Is it Roy D or is it Roy Die? Wait, what's up, Roy? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Dan? What's up, Undercrofter? Happy freedom. Let's see. Ghostly, I did. I'm always lurking. I appreciate you, Ghostly. Let's see. What's up, Dawn? What's up, Elisa? Happy freedom. Destiny. Oh, I appreciate it, Destiny. Awesome. Thank you. Snooks, the Subaru. It is. He's a poor Subaru. They both are. One needs a facelift. The other one's got a bad heart and maybe even a bad transmission. Ugh, I don't even want to think about it. I don't want more problems. I want my problems to be solved. I don't want to deal with it anymore. What's up, Gran? Happy freedom. Speedy Girl, that's actually solid that he did that. Most people wouldn't care at all. I agree. I already drove away with the car. I actually already have the car in my name. He could have just been like, too bad, and there would have been nothing I could have done about it legally. But it worked out. What's up, Gonzo? Happy freedom. Let's see. Jab, he probably got it dirt cheap with a bad engine, so he's probably still ahead. Could be. It could be. What I don't understand is how is the car in such good condition, but all the important parts of the car are bad. That's what I don't understand. The body is in perfect condition. There's no rust or anything. There's a couple chips where there's paint missing and there's little rust spots like where the paint's missing. But there's a paint marker in the car, so I could go touch that up if I wanted to. I assume he's been touching other things up with that paint marker. But the interior is like perfect. The dashboard and everything, like everything is perfect. And then the motor's cracked and the transmission's having all-wheel drive issues. And it's like, what the hell did they do to the car? Were they drag racing it? They must have been doing something weird to it, because normal use would show on the body, and it's not. The body's pristine. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. See how it turns out. What's a prison hug? Happy freedom. Let's see. Salted Regular. We can teach English. Honestly, I told him to go to church, and if he went to a Catholic church, there's probably going to be people that speak English and Spanish there, because a lot of people from Mexico and Spanish-speaking individuals are Catholics. And I told him to go there. He could find a nice woman. Maybe she'd be interested in teaching him English. Maybe she'd be interested in learning some Spanish, and he'd be on his way. And I actually told him that because he doesn't have people to help him, and he wants to find an American girl, but American girls don't speak Spanish. And so he says the language is a really hard thing, and I told him I understood, and I gave him some advice. I told him go find him a nice church girl. I said you can find one at the bar, but they'll be gone in the morning. That was followed up with some laughing emojis. Keeping things light. That's how I like to do it. I wonder I wonder what he felt like when he got that Venmo and he seen the big Jeff Mac logo. I think he realized I'm not just some regular Michigander. He's on the spotlight. Prison hug. He's worried about being deported. It could be. It could be because he didn't want to deal with no policier, and that's fine. That's fine. It all worked out in the end. What's up, Hair Juicer over on D Live? I appreciate you. You're awesome. Let's see here. Flipping through. We got so much news today. I don't know why I'm dragging it out. I just want to spend time with you, hooligans. Garlic Press. I'm glad to see a lot of people who are funding the universities are yanking their money out. I agree. We were going to cover a story on that, but we had so much other stuff that was a little bit more active than that subject that I don't think that made it to the list. But it is. A lot of investors and stuff are pulling their money out of universities, especially because it's not just because the politics is in university. It's been that way for a long time. We've been watching 20-year-olds get indoctrinated for the last 3 or 4 years. So it's not that. It's the fact that they're doing this Middle East stuff and people are picking sides. And so because of individuals that wear 6-pointed stars around their neck, people feel strongly about those individuals. And so people picking sides in this Middle East thing is going all the way down to investors. Investors are like, no, I see the stuff that you're selling, and when you're going to this 6-pointed star, you're going against the 6-pointed star. They're now picking sides too. And so they're like, we're not sending you any money until the whatever the principal of the university, whatever that guy's title is, until that person steps down or starts cracking down on staff, posting stuff that has to do with the Middle East. There's investors that are pulling out, which is good. It's good. School should be teaching kids stuff they need to know, not politics. What's up, Cat's Eye? Happy Freedom. Appreciate you being here. Red Wagon, your comment got flagged. I'm gonna pass it through. Red Wagon, water froze in the engine. No, what I think happened is I think that they let it run dry. I think that it probably needed an oil change or something and they didn't do it, and then they just kept running the car, and eventually it cracked the block, and then some mechanic was like, put some WD-40, some JB Weld on there, and they were like, yeah, just keep pouring antifreeze in it, you'll be fine. And we found out that the thermostat is in the back of the car, and when I saw it, I saw the thermostat when I was looking at the car, and I was like, what is this? And he was like, I don't know what that is. I was like, it's a thermostat, but why is it in the back of the car? And he didn't know. Well, then we found out that they took the thermostat off the motor and then welded it shut. So there's no place to replace the thermostat. And so when I was driving the car, it was saying it was cooled off. Normally it's in between hot and cold. Normally it's right in the middle. And instead it was heavy cold. And I was like, that's really weird. I've never seen that before. Well, the shop found out there's no thermostat in it. So that whole motor is it's messed up. The motor is messed up. Everything else looks brand new. It's just the motor it's messed up. So, well, I don't know. I'm hoping for the best. That's all I can do at this point is hope for the best. Let's see. What's up, Two Ruby Shoes? Happy Freedom. Sassiness, vacation alerts. Oh, not alerts. Vacation starts tomorrow. That's awesome. Congratulations. I don't know the last time I had a vacation. Last time I left the area code, I don't even know. Well, I guess just to get the car. That was the first time in a while. Let's see. Sassiness. A friend bought a new Dodge Laser. He dogged that car so much that he blew the engine. They gave him a brand new car less than 2 months later. He blew another engine. He's angry they won't give him a third car. Nah, that's no good. That is no good. That's no good. I don't know. I keep thinking if I see a deer, oh my goodness, we're going to see how fast that Subaru goes. I got full coverage now. I could take the Subaru out and Get something brand new. They probably give me $7,000-$8,000 if I total this Subaru. Let's see. William, don't be so modest. You got to track with Busy Bone. I gotta track with Lazy Bone. But yes, I suppose I had to pay a lot of money for that. It costs a lot of money to get Lazy Bone on the track. Lusk, hopefully you get the car figured out. Time will tell. Time will tell. All I can do is put one foot in front of the other. So we're gonna get started here with some actual news. It's titled, "How much is Trump being silenced by the gag order in the fraud in 2020 case that is currently going on?" First, I want to remind you, hooligans, we got these free The Orange Eagle t-shirts. T-shirts, tank tops, coffee mugs, stickers, hoodies, zip-up hoodies. I don't think we got this one in the Hooligan sports bra. Not this design, but you'll have to go look to tell for sure. If that's not your style, you can get you the Screaming Goat. Everybody loves the Screaming Goat. I'm so excited to order my stuff. I just want this car stuff to go away. I can picture it in my head, rocking an all blacked out hoodie with the Screaming Goat on the back. I want it so bad. I'll drop the links in the chat so you guys can check out all the different designs that we have on the merch store while we're playing this first video.
President Trump fighting back in a number of legal battles while campaigning to return to the Oval Office. He's now facing 2 limited gag orders that prevent him from saying whatever he wants, whenever he wants in his New York civil trial and in the federal election interference case. The latest News Nation Decision Desk HQ poll finds his legal drama doesn't hurt his chances to be the presidential frontrunner, not at all. 44% saying he is the strongest candidate against President Biden in the general election. We've been reporting on that for quite some time. Joining us right now, Hogan Gidley, Vice Chair of the Center for Election Integrity at the America First Policy Institute and former National Press Secretary to President Trump. Good morning to you. How much is the former president being silenced by these gag orders?
Well, obviously a lot. The President of the United States was kind of known for speaking directly to the American people, which is one reason the legacy media hated him so much, was because they didn't need the filter.
This guy is really bronze. What is his nationality?
People through platforms like Twitter at the time, now X. Of course, he has Truth Social as well. And so Donald Trump doesn't like to be a punching bag for those in the legacy media for sure, but also his political opponents like Letitia James, someone who ran on trying to get Donald Trump, calling him an illegitimate president. So it's clear she's obviously an election denier too while we're at it. But going after him in a way where it allows them to leak to the press, talk to the press about the case, but keeps Donald Trump silent. As you said in the setup, Donald Trump can't say anything. That seems like a violation of the First Amendment. Now, I understand his attorneys may like the fact that Donald Trump can't speak publicly about the trial and about the people prosecuting and persecuting him. But the American people obviously would like to know what Donald Trump's thinking. And of course, as Donald Trump, the accused, would like to get his side out, not necessarily through the court processes, but instead through his own voice in real time, and that's been taken away.
But this is certainly a different situation, considering the fact that he is a president, he is a presidential candidate, and a lot of times we don't hear this much from defendants, but he is a unique individual. Is it a stretch to say that these gag orders are unconstitutional?
I wouldn't say it's a stretch. I mean, look, that'll be battled out. I'm sure there'll be appeals and other kind of questions and concerns about it. But Donald Trump likes to speak out. He's not shy about making his opinions known. And anytime you try and silence and censor and shadow ban that, it appears as though it's a crampdown on the First Amendment, if you will, his rights to speak and defend himself. Again, you're talking about a public trial and political sentiment versus a legal trial. And while his attorneys may like the fact that they don't want their client to speak publicly, a lot of us out here are concerned about the prosecution and persecution that exists from these 3-letter agencies, the weaponization of government, a 2-tier justice system. And it really smacks of that when you allow one side to continue to speak to the press, but not the other.
I want to talk about Letitia James, even for those who support her. I had to say, she sounded like a character from an Avengers movie the other day, saying quite dramatically, "Victory will be mine," as she left the courthouse steps this week. Do you think she should be keeping quiet at this point?
Yeah, absolutely. Although she's made her opinions well known. I mean, it's obvious this this case is purely political, because she ran on the fact. I mean, this was one of the things that she promised she would do, would be to get Donald Trump. And as I mentioned, she called him an illegitimate president many times. And I've been told by good authority that means you're an election denier and you don't have any rights or credibility. So I guess she hadn't had that either. Also, though, the judge in this case is pretty interesting. He allowed cameras in the courtroom, which is his right. But as the camera moves closer to the bench, it kind of pans up on the judge. He kind of does a double take, looks at the camera, takes his glasses off and smiles, and then looks out at the crowd and shrugs it off like the entrance to a bad 1980s sitcom. The whole thing smacks of politics. And I'm afraid that Donald Trump obviously can't get a fair trial in a lot of these venues because the jury pool is so adamantly opposed to Donald Trump politically. That's another problem. But still, this really is fraught with danger for the American people, because the justice system really should be blind. It should not be two-tiered. And too often we've seen the elites get protection from this justice system, but others get prosecuted, and that's a real problem.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com.
Well, like I said, they're just trying to silence the Orange Eagle because people would rather hear him and be on board with what he has going on than the White House and the press briefing and the crap they have going on over there. We sit there and watch those press briefing hearings or whatever they are, just shaking our heads. Nothing they say at the White House is true. Nothing they ever come out and admit to us is true at all. And then Orange Eagle gets up there and he's like, this is what I see, and we all listen. We're like, yeah, that's what we're seeing too, and no one here likes it. We need some change. Yeah, so they got to silence the Orange Eagle. And then Letitia James, she's not beautiful Hillary, I'll say that. Like Trump would say, she's a piece of work. She's a piece of work. I don't know what all these people are going to do when Trump does his 4 years and then he's no longer eligible to be president anymore because he ran the full deal, full term. What are all these Trump haters going to do with their lives? Are they going to reach paradise? Is that the goal? Like, I don't know. They're going to have to find someone new to hate, I guess. We're going to read through the chat really quick. Then we'll go ahead and move her forward. Cassandra, I think this guy's using a tan spray that's a tone or two too dark for him. He looks weird. He looked like he was doing some racist stuff or something. It's like, man, why is your face so bronze? He was looking a little weird. Just reading through really quick. Salty Senior, everything woke turns to shit. Absolutely. We're actually going to cover a video. Is it next? There's a video on the schedule talking about funflation and why entertainment is so expensive right now. And I think it has to do with woke stuff. What's up, Cody? Happy freedom. What's up, Church Crazy? Happy freedom, my favorite bigot. Appreciate you being here. My brother-in-law owns a Subaru dealership. I would never buy a Subaru. They're junk. I like the four-wheel drive. If I lived where it was warm, I would just spend $2,000 on a Honda Civic and drive that thing till it had 500,000 miles and call it a day. I would. But the snow is too much and I can't afford an SUV. That's all I got. What's up, Mastering the Rumble? Appreciate you being here. Happy freedom. What's up, JT3? Appreciate you being here. Cody, tan face. I'm so offended. Yeah, it's just something weird. Something weird about his appearance. What I think it is I think those people who get up there and do the news, the reporters and stuff, I think they get too carried away on the way they look. Because sometimes we'll have... what's her name? It's not Tommy. It's not Tommy Girl from Fox News. There's another one. Her last name's like McNinney or something like that. But sometimes she's like, I don't know makeup names because I don't wear it, but she looks like she's got a T on her face. Like her nose bridge is vastly different colors than the side of her face. And I think they stare in the mirror and they're like, I gotta make sure I look perfect so people can take the news from me. I barely even wash my face half the time before I step in front of this camera and stuff. I don't know. And then their makeup looks all weird. Like, just be a person. Be a person. Care about what you say, not the way you look. The funnier you look, the more people that will watch. I can tell because when I had dreads, people were pouring in here. Tell me how ridiculous I looked. But then most of you stayed. When things get hard, I'll put the dreads back on. I got them in a bag over there. It'll work out. Let's see. Reading through. Girth, North Carolina has great roads. Well, that's the opposite of Michigan. We got the worst roads in the country. And then the damn governor's like, we're going to fix the damn roads. No, we're not. Absolutely not. The roads are terrible. She takes all that money so her and her husband go on vacation during lockdowns and stuff like that. Salt Ragu, we need a deer car t-shirt. I thought about making a t-shirt that says I like Subies and boobies, but I'm still debating whether or not that's going to come out. We'll see how it goes. A deer car t-shirt. We'll see what I can come up with. Let's see. DeRosa, it's not a jury trial in New York. Oh, I didn't even think of that. I wonder why they were able. Well, hopefully the appeal goes through to dismiss the gag order in New York, because I know they were making claims that the whole point of the gag order was jury interference because people could be threatening them, like Trump supporters are coming after the judge and prosecutor and the jury members and all that stuff. But if there's no jury in the New York case, and I don't know how they're passing a gag order, hopefully the appeal will go through. Grey Wolf, what was the video you were talking about over on Gilded? I'm having a hard time finding it. Go to the news board, and I wrote, I'll tell you exactly what I wrote. I wrote, guy that was shot by cop that we covered yesterday. Here's the footage of the incident. It's like 4 or 5 posts up on the news board from what Who Through just posted. We're going to play a little bit at the end here. I can't play the whole thing because it's too graphic. But you can watch the whole thing on Gilded and on jeffmaclive.com. Mr. Beansy Beans, I wish I could let you borrow my truck. I just don't do late night trips to Taco Bell. I appreciate it, Mr. Beansy Beans. Yeah, I know I was feeling that way yesterday. I was like, man, I'm hungry. And I was like, I should go to Taco Bell. And I was like, nah. Probably not. I mean, if I hit a deer, I get a new car. But if I die when I hit the deer, I don't get to drive the new car. And I don't think that's worth it. So I had to just go to bed hungry, like I used to have to when I was a kid. It's fine. Let's see. Dharma Agent, I hit a deer once. I think this is my 3rd or 4th deer I've hit. This is the worst one, though. Normally when I smack a deer, I'm like slamming on my brakes, and it just give the deer a tap and they run off. One time I hit a deer really bad and killed the deer, and I was delivering pizza when it happened. But this is the worst. This is the worst by far. What's up, Janny? Happy Freedom. Appreciate you being here. What's up, Tin Man? Happy Freedom. So we're going to move on to this next one. It's titled, Is the U.S. Facing a Nursing Shortage? It depends on whom you ask. I don't think we have a shortage. I think we have too much authority being wagged around. I think we have policy issues and stuff. I think that this is all heavily manipulated. We'll talk about it after the video.
Now we want to turn to the worsening healthcare crisis. We've been following this, for a few years now.
Yeah, the number of nurses getting into the nursing practice is not keeping up with the demand in hospitals. A lot of nurses deciding to resign or to choose another profession because of stress. News Nation has investigated this story thoroughly. And as so many nurses, they're not leaving the industry entirely, but they're shifting their roles for jobs that aren't quite so burdensome. Stephanie Haynes is joining us live to talk about nurse burnout. I know you spoke to members of the community there with real concerns about the future. And we've reported on this, that so many are telling us that nursing itself and the medical industry are facing a huge crisis.
Yeah, exactly, Adrian. It's just like what you said. What's increasingly happening here is that nurses are leaving their jobs in settings that are very intense, like hospitals, and going towards the more outpatient settings that may not be as stressful. But the issue is some say there needs to be policy, there needs to be incentives to try to keep nurses in these hospital settings just for your sake, for the patient's sake.
Medical strikes are turning heads, signaling to providers and patients all over the country the healthcare industry is not okay.
It's not a shortage. There is a staffing crisis that needs to be dealt with in this country.
The American Association of Colleges of Nursing cites data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which shows the RN workforce is expected to grow by another 200,000 by 2031 and projects more than 200,000 openings each year when taking retirements and resignations into account.
The concern is that with all these changing times, all these other opportunities now available for nurses, like retail healthcare, pharmacy, and outpatient care, which is actually a lot of care is shifting now from inpatient to outpatient. So there's emphasis on that. And that's much less stressful environment for nurses to work in.
In a memo sent out back in March, National Nurses United wrote, there is no nurse shortage. Instead, nurses are leaving for, quote, a more sustainable profession after repeatedly working under conditions that are unsafe. The union says more than 1 million registered nurses were not employed as RNs in 2022, that the number of students passing the nurse licensure exam is increasing year over year, and that most of the workforce is growing outside of hospitals and acute care settings.
There's a reason for that. When there's a true shortage, it means that there aren't enough people going into the pipeline willing to do nursing, or they're not staying. Now, this is a case of people not staying, it's true, but it's why. And the nurses have been very honest about it for years now. We can't continue to do more with less.
We reached out to several hospital groups and didn't hear back. The American Hospital Association maintains that they are willing and they continue to support their workforce. The Biden administration back in August awarded $100 million for this issue alone to try to help groups train up the workforce for nurses.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com.
So I'm just going to go ahead and say the obvious here. I don't think that we are having a nurse shortage. I think that they need to stop firing staff for not taking the jab. They need to stop laying people off. They need to stop being so picky on who takes what kind of jab. That's what it is. That's what screwed them over. It's not people's lack of work. They say right in that video that there is nurses. They're just not working at hospitals. Well, I wonder why. After they laid off, like every hospital across the country laid off half their staff because they couldn't force chemicals on them. And now they're crying about staffing shortages and stuff. And I said a month ago that they're redoing the mandates. They are pulling it all over again. And they're laying off more people just in time for the cold weather. So when people get sick and they go to the hospital, all the hospitals get to say, well, we're overwhelmed. We don't have enough beds. We don't have enough people to take care of sick people. Yeah, because you won't take the people who are qualified. Because they won't do what you say. They won't put chemicals in their body when you say they should. Like, they act like Nazis, and then they act like charity cases at the same time. Beggars can't be choosers, right? And this is what we're looking at. When I was younger, and all of us were coming into the workforce from high school, and we were trying to figure out, me and all my classmates and stuff, most of the women went and got nurse aide jobs because it was easier than getting a regular job, and the state will pay for you to do it. You go to Michigan Works, you take like a weekend test, and now you're qualified to wipe ass at an old folks home. making $16 an hour. So that's what most of the women did. And after a while, they got pregnant, had 15 kids, and then decided to collect welfare and quit their nursing job. But it was like a really big thing when I was getting out of high school. And so to see how it's all changed 10, 15 years later or whatever, it's actually probably been longer than that. It's just policy. That's what's screwing them over, is their policies and their mandates and their rules. That's what's screwing them over. There's people who love helping people. There's people are born to be nurses and doctors and things like that. There's no shortage. It's all the red tape getting in the way. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's weird how much hospitals have been in the news lately. You know, at first it was hospitals making it so you can't cure yourself from pregnancy. They took that ability away in certain states. Now there's states that are not delivering babies. Hospitals are like, nah, we don't have enough people coming in here crapping kids. We're going to shut down the baby unit. And so now they won't even deliver a baby if you're due. And now we don't have enough nurses. Somebody doesn't know what the hell they're doing. The hospitals are not being ran correctly. Somebody needs to pull their head out of their ass and get this stuff straightened out. We need the Orange Eagle more than we realize. So reading through the chat really quick, and then we'll go ahead and move her forward. We still have tons of things to cover. This next one is about Funflation. Let's see. Cassandra, I believe they want to replace all of the current well-paid and experienced nurses with newly trained nurses that have little to no experience, most likely border crossers. That could be. That could be. Plus, yeah, they can pay them less. They can say, oh, you know, we got John over here. He makes a lot of money. He's been here 30 years. We'll kick him off. We'll bring Sam in. Sam's a new guy. We'll charge him $15 an hour. And now they get to keep that money and rebudget it and all that other stuff. It could be. It could be. Like we covered a couple months ago in California somewhere. I can't remember where. I want to say San Francisco. But somewhere in California, you don't have to be a U.S. citizen in order to be a police officer anymore. They're hiring border crossers to show how not racist they are. Because I'm sure border crossers are going to respect your rights during a traffic stop. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near California with this stuff going on. Between having border crossers as police and having a travel advisory saying, hey, if you come visit here and your kids want to turn their wiener inside out, if you interfere with that, we're taking your parental rights away, even if you're just visiting and you don't live here. That scares me enough to never go to California. That's too much for me. It's too much. It's too much. That stuff it scares me. Let's see, Cassandra, I've seen border crossers demanding paid training. That stuff is crazy. It is crazy that people come here illegally and then demand anything. Like, demand anything. I would be terrified to be in a country I don't belong in. What if somebody killed me? Who's going to come save me? Who's going to even know that I died? No one. And no one would even care. Like, no one would care at all. And that scares the hell out of me. There's no way I'd be sneaking into a country with that looming over me. But obviously they don't feel that way coming in here. And our government is arresting Americans that dispose of border crossers who aren't supposed to be here. And so it's the government's working against us. It's no good. It's no good. Girth, I would rather not. I would rather not. I said something on the phone the other day. I was like, there's nothing like banging a wound. It smells like a freshly ripped off Band-Aid. And I went on like another 3 or 4 things, but I ain't gonna say it. I'll save you the trouble. Hopefully we don't get a strike now that I think about it. There was stuff in that video that I just showed that is against YouTube community guidelines. You cannot show medical procedures. I had a video once where we were watching a guy not doing CPR. He was showing the movements of CPR, and I caught a strike because I'm not allowed to show medical scenes. So hopefully we don't get a strike for that video I just showed, because I'm trying to reapply for monetization today, and if I have a strike, they will not let me apply. I hate YouTube so much, and I wish all of you guys would come to Rumble and jeffmaclife.com. I can't stand YouTube at all. Let's see, reading through. Salty Senior, O'Keefe Media Group exposing corrupt schools. Yeah, O'Keefe is awesome. I was trying to think of who that was yesterday maybe, and I couldn't figure it out. Let's see. Girth? What are you talking about? Bill Burr. Oh, I like... If it's who I think it is, I like Bill Burr, but he's a liberal, which is really weird. He says a lot of conservative things, and then he'll just be like, yeah, I like getting as many jabs as I can. And it's like, what? He makes sense until he starts talking about political stuff, and then it's just, he's on the wrong side. Snooks, I'm giving up eating hot dogs because of you. You'll be fine. Those wieners are supposed to be split. What are you talking about, Snooks? Come on, man. Hooligans crack me up. My goodness. Just watching the chat numbers drop as I talk about all this terrible stuff. It happens. This is part of the song and dance. These things happen. Just checking everything, making sure everything's good. DeRosa smells like KJP's t-shirt after a press briefing. After Peter gives her the 1-2, she's sweating bullets. DeRosa, this is being done for population reduction. Yeah. That's why our food sucks. That's why our devices suck. That's why everything sucks, really. Because they want less of us. If there's strength in numbers, then we should question why they want less of us. What's up, Jerry? Happy freedom. God bless you. I appreciate you being here. Alright, we're going to move forward. This next one's titled, What's Funflation and Why the Rising Entertainment Costs? I know why. I know exactly why, but we'll hear them try and figure it out for themselves. We'll watch them squirm a bit before we drop the answer on them. Alright, let's get her started.
A lot pricier to have fun these days, according to economists, because ticket prices are up, because everybody wants to go outside and party like it's 2019.
Yeah, so we're talking about funflation today. From concert tickets to sporting events, the prices of fun, my gosh, it is on the rise. Xavier Walton joins us live outside Hard Rock Stadium, where there is no shortage of fun there, Xavier.
Ladies, there's no shortage of fun in the studio either. You enjoyed that way too much. But hey, the Miami Dolphins play here. It's one of the hottest tickets in town. Beyonce was here this summer, and Taylor Swift is coming here next year.
This guy's on a Molly Rancher.
Americans are spending money as fast as it's printed, and that's because the cost of fun has never been higher.
I'm an avid concert goer. Haven't been able to attend quite as many this year because of the price.
According to the Wall Street Journal, the average resale price for concert tickets on SeatGeek has more than doubled since 2019, from $125 to $252 in 2023. That's enough to make anybody. The average resale price for the Taylor Swift Eras Tour, according to StubHub, cost more than $1,000. Beyonce ticket resales were around $400.
I will say I wasn't able to get Taylor Swift tickets. I could not have afforded them.
From the music industry to sports, NFL fans are taking a hit. According to Ticket Smarter data, the average NFL ticket is $377. Last season, the average ticket was only $235. College football prices are way more expensive too. The money train's still rolling at Disney, despite raising some of its prices at Disneyland and Disney World. For some, it might break the bank, but not their loyalty.
We were Disney pass holders, and we used to go multiple times a year. And when it started, we started going 20 years ago. It was like $200 for a pass per person. Now it's over $1,000, $2,000 per person. It's exponentially increased.
According to All Ears, in January of 2000, a one-day ticket was $48. By October of 2018, the price more than doubled to $122. In 2023, according to Walt Disney World magazine, prices are as high as $189. Still, Americans just want to have fun and are on pace to spend $95 billion on tickets this year for things like concerts, movies, and sporting events. According to the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis, that's up 23% from last year.
I think that Americans are following blindly the FOMO, or fear of missing out, from what they see from their friends on social media. Here's the news flash. Nobody posts their net worth up on Instagram or TikTok.
Great news flash there. Some consumers are holding out, saving up for 1 or maybe 2 events. I will say this, if you're a homebody, rejoice. You're not missing out on having to pay a little bit extra just to have a little bit of fun.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com.
Yeah, it's the funflation. Yeah, that's what it is. It's not because all of the entertainment industry went woke as soon as they could. It's not because of that. It's not because all of the entertainment is devil worshipping and exploiting pedophilia and things like that. No, that's not what it is. They're just raising the price for no reason. It's because half the people who used to pay for that crap aren't paying for it anymore because they don't agree with the marketing that they're doing and the decisions they're making and the beliefs that they believe in. And so they're losing money. So the soft and stupid people who still pay for that crap are getting double charged now to make up for the loss of the consumers that used to be there prior to being super woke. Ta-da! Like, it's I don't think it's not brain surgery. This isn't rocket science here. Just admit that woke doesn't work. Just do that. Admit that it doesn't work. Don't try and act like, oh, it's the economy. It's not the economy. It does not cost a whole lot of money to do music, movies, and all that kind of stuff. Not as much as they charge. Not anywhere near as much as they charge. Why do you think all those people are wealthy? Because that price they charge you is just covering the cost of their expenses? No, that's not at all. Not at all. All that stuff is way overcharged. If you've ever been to Disney World, to get a turkey leg from Disney World is like $27. Like, it's a lot. Like, buying a beer from a concert or a music festival, you're looking at $12 to $20 for a cup of beer. It does not cost that much. They just rack up those charges because they know you're geeked to be there. You're excited. You're happy. You want the whole experience. You want to have a turkey leg. You want to drink a beer while you're there. And you're going to be charged triple, quadruple prices to do it. Even going to the bar, you're paying triple for liquor. So it's not far-fetched to think that these entertainment venues are jacking those prices up because of the economy. It's not all that. They're losing consumers because of their woke decisions, and they don't want to admit it. We never wanted to see Mickey turn his wiener inside out, and then they did it, and now we don't want to play the game, and so they got to charge the people still playing double prices. That's it. Just like the nursing shortages. It's not a shortage. You guys are just mishandling everything. We're seeing piss poor management across the board, from the White House to Mickey Mouse's house. It's all being ran like crap. Thank goodness we have brains and we can keep the world running. We keep our country running and stuff, because the people in charge, they don't know what they're doing. Well, let's read through a chat really quick and we'll move forward. We are almost halfway through all the articles that I have, all the news. Hair juicer 1,000 for Taylor Swift. I just saw, I don't know who either of those people are. Let's see. Spent more on drinks than the admission. Watching, I'm gonna mess those names all up. I'm gonna mess all those names up. I don't know why people like Taylor Swift. She is an MK Ultra clone all day. It's like we're one mental breakdown away from her being in the street shaving her head like Britney Spears. She's an industry plant. She is put there by the industry. I don't know why people love her so much. $1,000 to go see her. My goodness. Reading through. Cassandra's, the owners trying to fatten their pockets by keeping the place minimally staffed. The nurses are so overwhelmed. Some nurses are just jerks, though. Yeah, it's no good. Hair juicer. I usually just eat acid beforehand. Saves ton of money on booze. If I'm whacked out of my mind, I drink like crazy. I can drink like 30 or 40 beers and not even feel it if I'm whacked out. So I can't do stuff. I haven't done anything fun since the plague happened. It's been a while. I don't even know if my body could handle it living in this house for the last 4 years. Like, this is my environment right here on the screen. I don't know. Getting whacked out. My goodness, it's been a minute. Let's see. Pumpkin, you've never heard Taylor Swift sing? You probably have and just not realized it. Her music is on the radio and in movies and in commercials. It's everywhere. Let's see. Through and through. Matthew, Taylor Swift is not his real name. God only knows. Ghostly? Yeah, on that you check out the Bay? The Pirate's Life for You? You at the Bay, are you? It's been a while since I visited the Bay. Snooks, you're not a big Taylor Swift fan, I take it? Gonzo, they get way, way, way more money to promote the woke crap than they could ever get. Yeah. Yep. It's true. Serum, it's for the ambiance. Is that what it is? Yeah, the government and all those people, they pay big bucks to sway how everything goes. That's why you watch it all change at once. You'll see, it usually starts with the music industry. You'll see artists come out and say, oh, yeah, we're going to take a knee for the national anthem. And then automotive companies come out, we stand with taking a knee for the national anthem. And then movie stars come out and they start doing their little thing on their social media. Well, I stand with the people that are taking a knee during the national anthem. And then all of a sudden the news is pushing all of it. And then you see all of us out here absorbing it and making our own decisions as the TV flashes in front of our face telling us what to think and feel and do. And some soft and stupid people go out there and imitate what these celebrities are doing. And people with functioning brain cells either don't have enough time to watch TV, or they've decided that that's all a bunch of nonsense and they just won't be a part of it. And then we just keep the song and dance going and going. Let's see. Serum Swift equals Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. Yeah, she's a part of the thing. She's a part of the whole deal. When we have a one world order, we'll still have Taylor Swift, I'm sure. Chubb, she's a rocket scientist in her spare time. Maybe for red rockets. I can't see her being any more than that. Petting those red rockets. Nobody's fault, and then it turns into a South Park episode. You are right. You are right. We take our problems and turn them into memes and South Park episodes. That's how we do it. That's what makes Americans indestructible. We laugh at our problems. That's what we do. We make jokes out of our problems and stuff, because half the time we can't do anything about it. That's what makes us scary to the rest of the world. Snooks, no more hot dogs. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just don't name them. Just don't name them. Can Killer Lady Gaga? Yeah, she's absolutely a part of the whole system, too. That's why she came to Old Man Walter's inauguration dressed like a vampire demon hybrid came out there. I can't remember if she sang or what she did, but she showed up for Old Man Walter's inauguration. And I think she was a part of the swearing-in ceremony, too, where he had that very old Bible that he swore on that I don't know. Some people say it was a very old Catholic Bible. It's not a Bible I've ever seen. I think that was some Moloch stuff, some bad stuff. Prison Hug, Biden went to Israel to hear Lady Gaga sing. He went to Israel to tell everybody that he's giving Palestine money, or somewhere, some other Middle Eastern place that I don't know anything about. The crazy stuff is people being like, did you see what happened? I can't believe they're doing all that stuff over there. I just want to hit the streets and set shit on fire. Where's everybody that cares about America like that? I bet people in Israel aren't burning shit down like, America needs to be doing better. Those poor Americans over there. I don't think anybody's over there doing that. Drives me nuts. Mr. Beansy Beans, I'd rather hear Taylor Swift fart than sing. I used to have a buddy. He's still alive, but we're not friends anymore. Some bad stuff happened, but he told me one time he came to my house. I was waiting all day for him to stop by. And he was bringing beer, and that's why I was waiting so patiently. But he showed up. He was like, man, I got us some cheeseburgers. I was like, you're the man. And he came in and brought a bag of like 10 double cheeseburgers from McDonald's. He's like, dude, the lady at the drive-thru, It's so hot. And I was like, how hot was she? He's like, man, I'd suck a fart out of her. I was like, Jesus loves us. You can't talk like that at my house. I ain't never wanted to do that. Ain't no girl ever been that hot to me. And he was one of those truth tellers too. He was in the army. And he just told me how it was. And told me how it was. And when he said some stuff like that, I was like, you've probably done stuff like that before. Not me, buddy. Not me. Never be hot enough for that. What is this? Hair juicer. People easily disgusted by smells are more prone to xenophobia, study suggests. What the hell is that? I probably just said something I can't say in front of YouTube. I know what phobia is. I got that far. Whoa, that definition is not in English, so I'm assuming I'm in the wrong place. Interesting. That's what it means. I didn't know that was a thing. Why did they call it that? Why did they call it xenophobia? That's weird. I wonder how they came up with that. That's something. I didn't know that was a whole packaged up deal. And Gaga hooked up with Hunter Biden. A little piece and then a big snort. Yep. I know, they're all drug addicts. Who knows? I bet they do terrible things that we haven't even considered them doing. Things that you could probably generate images in your mind you'll never unsee. They probably do terrible things. Cassandra, that looks like something from Babylon Bee. I know. Life is satire at this point. Gonzo, I like all people, all kinds. To stay away. Me too. I'm a real big people person when I'm in front of the computer. The rest of the time, I'm not very big dealing with people. Not ones I don't know. Salty Senior, light a fart. Careful, highly flammable. I remember being a teenager. All the stupid stuff that we used to do. My goodness. Yeah, Matthew. Some of this stuff about the Middle East, I can't say. They're pulling down videos and they're censoring channels and stuff that are talking of specifics about the Middle East. But I care about America. I'm sorry that stuff's happening over there, but I care about America. Those are their problems. I want to see us fix our problems. We spend way too much time looking at everybody else's problems. Well, like we ain't got problems over here. DeRosa Lady Gaga is a spirit cooker witch. Yeah. Well, it's all spells. A lot of that music industry stuff where you hear songs and you're like, what the hell is this song about? Or who wrote this song? A lot of times it's spells. They're casting spells. Tom. I think you're responding to something. They don't care about quality, just profitable actions. Yeah, it's true. Everything's like that. Everything is profit first. Nobody really cares about doing a good job. And that's why I stick with this mechanic and this shop that I work with. I know on the outside it probably seems like I'm constantly taking my car there. Why aren't they fixing it and all this stuff? But they're the only guys that have fixed my car or worked on my car and I had a problem when I got it back. And they didn't schedule me for another appointment. They didn't tell me a quote for how much it's going to cost to bring it back. They just said, bring it back. And then they fixed it. And then they said, this is what was wrong. You're good to go. And then not even charge me because they didn't complete the job. And when I brought it back, they did. Or, you know, whatever the case may be. But they're not nickel and diming me for every little thing. And they're honest with me. They're like, come here, come into the shop. I want to show you exactly what's wrong here. I'm not just making this crap up. This is what's wrong. And I'm like, I appreciate them for having integrity and being honest, because they could just squeeze every little dollar out of me every chance they get. I call them all the time. I'm like, the wheel's making a weird sound and it's giving me a little vibration. They work it out with me like they're real people, and I really appreciate that, because everybody else, it's how many dollars can they get off of you, and they will just work it and work. It's upsell. Everything is upsell. It's, I don't know, it's not good. Marky Mark chapstick phobia. I'm trying to look into getting some custom chapsticks. I don't know that I'll be able to afford to get a whole ton of them, and we won't have print on demand. We won't have any of that. I'll have to buy them beforehand, and then you guys will be able to order them from me if interested. I'm looking into it. Once again, we're gonna run this again. We've done this a couple times. I still have 100 left, I believe. If you would like an autographed Jeff Mack sticker, totally free of charge, I might even send you two. Send me a self-addressed envelope to my P.O. box. You can find it on the contact page of the website. I'll drop the link in the chat. But if you would like a free autographed Jeff Mack sticker, just send a self-addressed envelope to this address. Write it like it's an apartment. Don't write P.O. box on it, because it'll screw the whole deal up. I mean, it'll probably still make it if you do a P.O. box, but it will make it for sure if you write it like it's an apartment. You send it to me, I'll go get those envelopes, I'll fill them with stickers, I'll autograph them my very self, and send them out to you. We've done this a few times, and people seem to really dig it. So, just cause today is the day, and we're all hooligans here. That is the P.O. box. Go ahead and send me envelopes. I'll fill them with stickers. Let's see. Alright, moving forward, this next one's titled, Voters See Opposing Political Parties as a Threat to Democracy. You can tell that a liberal or a soft and stupid person wrote this, some blue team stooge. It's a threat to our democracy. You mean a threat to our republic? Because that's what we should be concerned about, is threats to our republic. But, I digress.
Okay, so the latest on the race for House Speaker. Representative Jim Jordan, he will remain on the ballot for the third time. A vote is expected today. Maybe he'll get elected. It's not looking so hot so far. 22 Republicans voted against him on the second ballot on Wednesday. That was 2 more no's than the day before. Jordan's 199 votes. It's the first time in 100 years that the majority party nominee received less than 200 votes. Despite his endorsement by President Trump, he has not been able to rally his party around him. In the meantime, some Republicans are looking to expand the powers of interim Speaker Patrick McHenry. So a little update for you there. We'll keep watching Washington. There's also a new poll that finds many voters believe that the opposing political party, the one they don't belong to, is bad for the country and that democracy is no longer working. The University of Virginia Center for Politics survey finds more than half of supporters of President Biden believe that Republicans are a threat to life in America. 47% of supporters of former President Trump believe the same thing about Democrats. This poll also had a disturbing find. A sizable share, about 40% on either side, believe the parties have become so extreme that it's acceptable to use violence to stop them. Let's bring in editor-in-chief of The Hill, Bob Cusack. Bob, who in the world are these people they surveyed, and what violence are they condoning?
Well, there's a lot of anger out there, and that's been, I think, the case for the last 10 years. I mean, politics has become more dangerous. There's always been political violence, of course, but in this country, we've seen an uptick, and that is actually not a good sign for the people in power, because they're upset with what's going on. I think it's a troubling spot for President Biden, who wants another 4 years. But clearly, I mean, whether it's in Congress or voters, a lot of people can't talk to one another about politics anymore.
Yeah, well, anger is a secondary emotion if you talk to a psychologist. So really, there's a lot of disappointment out there as to what the world has become. Some are even saying that America should explore alternative forms of government. Like what, Bob?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. But these are troubling times. Certainly, I think the United States is going through an inflation hangover, a COVID hangover. And there's obviously, with 2 wars going on, it's kind of a down period. And that's troubling. But as far as like changing our system, well, I think our system has been working for a long time. And I think we'll survive this time. But certainly, it has gotten more dangerous, both domestically and abroad.
I feel like everybody needs to take a trip, go to another country, and then come back and just be thankful they live in America. There are a lot of people outside of this survey who believe it's worse today politically than it was in the civil rights era. when you look at the numbers from this poll and how frustrated people are, is there credence to that? Are we seeing worsened conditions today than we did, say, when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was alive?
I mean, listen, there's always been difficult times and different challenges, whether it's during the civil rights struggle or political assassinations. But to your point, Adrian, I was talking to an ambassador last night, made the same point that Americans really need to see that, listen, this is the greatest country, but a lot of people don't think that it is. This country has problems, certainly, but there are a lot of people who think we need to change systems or change the whole thing to what has been a very successful 200 plus years thanks to the Constitution.
Yeah. And I would just imagine every time I see these surveys, I'm thinking, okay, who did they talk to? What was the breakdown of demographics? Is there any accountability for surveys and polling, like a governing body? I feel like sometimes these polls themselves are crafting a destructive narrative that is hopeless and provides no answers, just statistics that make us all feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, to that point, there are some people in this country who give Vladimir Putin a good approval rating. Who are those people? You know, and now maybe they're protest. Maybe they're just so angry with the system that they're telling pollsters things that they don't think. Hopefully that's the case, because otherwise it's pretty troubling.
Yeah, the world is upside down. But again, I would not want to be anywhere else but right here in the U.S. of A. Bob Cusack, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your...
I can't believe they were saying, is it worse than when Dr. Martin Luther King was around? No. No, it is not that bad. It is not that bad. Yes, blue team and red team do not like each other. And that's probably been a thing as long as cats and dogs haven't liked each other. So, to even ask, is it as bad as when Martin Luther King was around? No. I don't even know why they would say that. So stupid. I really only see one side being violent. And, I mean, we cover a lot of stuff. We have lots of opportunity. And I am not afraid to call out red team when they're in the wrong. That stuff doesn't matter. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. But I see red team becoming way more unstable in a short period of time than any conservatives, Trump supporters, red team goers, anything like that. A lot of debate. Red team seems to be more pompous, more smug about debating, arguing, protesting. They're very smug. They want to be right. And red team is just listen to what I say, scream over you while you talk, and if you don't like that, we'll break out the Molotov cocktails and get violent. And that's what I've seen over and over again for years. For years. I've never picked sides since I started doing this. And a lot of people would show up and say, well, how come everybody in the chat is so conservative? Because non-conservative people get in the chat and act like assholes and get banned. I don't choose who comes to the show. I just choose who gets to stay in the chat, and I only kick people out if they're just being terrible. If they're being terrible. We've had people put BLM in the chat and spell it all out and be supportive, and I don't ban them for that. I don't care. But when it's 5-6 times in a row, you're getting banned. You start arguing with everybody, you're getting banned. You want to talk bad about me, you're getting banned. You want to talk bad about the mods, you're getting banned. I don't think that's unreasonable. But through natural selection, I think everybody sees people in the chat are all like-minded. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. But those soft and stupid people out there are unhinged. They're unhinged. They're radical, and they don't even realize it. So to cover that article and have them be like, oh, well, blue team hates red team, and red team hates blue team, and they think it's okay to use violence against each other. Well, that's great that your poll said that with those numbers that you came up with of people who you decided to ask to take the poll. That's great. But according to the thousands of hours of footage that I've sat here and covered live streamings, or live events and live streamed, there's only soft and stupid people becoming unhinged and unruly. Conservatives are a lot more smug with how they do their debating and protesting, and when things aren't going in their way, they just generally leave. Nobody wants to be arrested. Nobody wants to throw hands unless they absolutely have to. But the radicals, they show up ready for combat. They want it. Those lefties and soft and stupid people out there, they want it. They want that conflict. So these people, they're stupid. Their poll lied to them. I don't think it's 50-50 at all. I'm going to read through the chat really quick before moving forward. This next one is about deportation actually happening, which is amazing, but we'll get to it when we get there. I'll read through really quick. Let's see. Annette, well, they opened up the mental asylums and let the nuts out. It's true. It is true. I remember back in the day, I remember being younger and people would be like, yeah, don't talk to yourself. People think you hear voices, they'll lock you up. Not now. They'll put you in the White House. They'll throw a set of tits on you. Tell you you're brave. No, I'm good on that. Let's see. Hair juicer. Oh, that's just the P.O. box. If anybody wants to send self-addressed envelopes to get autographed stickers. So I put the P.O. box in so everybody could send envelopes if they would like some free stickers. Oh, and I was reading that wrong. I was like, unstoppable? No. Unstabbable? No. I read that wrong 3 different times. Unstable people are in both parties. I agree. There is each side has their own extremes, but when we see the left being activated, they start off extreme. I don't know the last time I've seen a purple-haired questionable of gender person standing there having a calm conversation that actually made sense. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. Out of all these lives, I've never seen that happen. I believe those unicorns are out there, but for the most part, it seems like the majority is fairly radical. Let's see. Oh, Cassandra, thank you for responding to that. And at Caitlyn Jenner, yeah. I mean, yeah. And Jeffree Star, they're both really liberal messes of people, but they don't want radicalism from what they say. They don't want people to act like extremists. They want to turn their wiener inside out and be able to go get groceries just like me and you and everybody else. They don't ask that you accept them to the degree that the degenerates are out there doing, with their flags and signs, and you will address me as whoever, whatever, Mr. Cat Wiener, or else I'm sitting in prison for 5 years. Like, you don't really see those people doing that. It's only the radicals. Matthew, I love guns. I do too. Let's see. Stunks, we need some chapstick flicking. My hand's actually cramping up because I'm going ham over here. Sure, Crazy Antifa is awesome. What are you doing? Just trolling the chat? Antifa's awesome. I don't know if I've ever seen that. It's written through really quick. Trigger Crazy, thank God I'm not wearing a bra. Me too, Trigger Crazy. They'd wonder about us if we were out here wearing bras and all this lacking of tits. Whistler's Wife, I'll check it out. Thank you for letting me know. I'm going to check out the website. I have it pulled up after the live. Girth. Inside out wiener again. That's why you got to be careful. You go to the bar nowadays. You don't know who you're taking home. You don't know. You guys could be pulling your wiener out together. Jesus loves us. I'm going to get in trouble on YouTube. I better chill out. A bit. What's up, Can Killer? Happy freedom. Can Killer, that's actually a really good point. I was watching a movie yesterday called The Strangers. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's it's festive for the season and whatnot. It's I don't want to say it's a scary movie. I don't think it's scary, but basically these 3 individuals who are wearing masks, like kind of Halloween style masks, target this house that's out in the country, and these two individuals are at this house kind of just for the weekend. And so in the middle of the night, they're getting knocks on the door and all this creepy stuff and whatever. And eventually these individuals enter the house and kill these people and all this stuff. And it's rough. But what I thought was interesting through the whole movie is that the individuals, the victims, we'll say, in the movie, they are not outright liberal, but when things get unpredictable, they're hearing knocks at the door, there's no one there, there's people banging on the windows and throwing shit at the house, it's the middle of the night, they're both sitting there, this man and this woman, what do we do? Oh no, what do we do? And they don't do anything to save their own life. They literally just stand there and piss their pants. Eventually, after things escalate enough, they find a gun. They don't even know how to use it. They search the house. They find a shotgun. They don't know how to use it. They're looking for ammo. They're struggling to put the ammo in the gun. And then they're sitting there irresponsibly waiting to use this firearm and end up blowing the face off their buddy that they were waiting to come to the house. And all this bad stuff happens. And I look at that and I'm like, that's the difference between being liberal and being a conservative. They didn't care about needing a gun until they needed a gun. I'm sure prior to that, they would be the kind of people to shit on you for loving your Second Amendment. But when it came down to it, life or death, they started becoming real conservative all of a sudden, but it was too damn late. And they all paid the price for it. They died in the end of the movie. But I was watching, I was like, that's the difference right there. Is when shit hits the fan, you're going to want a conservative within an arm's reach of you to save your life, because you ain't going to be able to save yourself. You're too busy worrying about turning your wiener inside out and what color dress you're going to put on your son in the morning. Now that you need to stand up for yourself and keep yourself alive, well, you don't know how to hunt, you don't know how to fish, you don't know how to provide for yourself, you can't build a structure. All that was toxic masculinity 2 years ago. You don't know how to use firearms because you were against them. You don't know any form of combat outside of screaming and pissing your pants. What the hell are you going to do when your life's in danger? Because you've already defunded all the police, and the government and all authority is all corrupted. The schools are corrupted. What are you going to do? You're going to be fucked. That's what's going to happen. You better have a conservative within scream's reach of you as you call for help. Hopefully they'll kick your door in, you'll hear the eagles cry, and guns will go blazing and save your life. My goodness, I'm just saying. Through the whole movie, I watched that bullshit yesterday. First guy enters the door, I'm like, boom, you'd have been done. We'd have went out in the yard, boom, boom. Everybody's done. We're calling the police now. The movie would have been 20 minutes long if that had been my door they were knocking on. That was... I'm saying, I watched that whole movie and I was pissed the whole time that they were liberals. If that was a conservative door they knocked on, those people would have been done. They'd have been toast. I'm telling you, the movie would have been 20 minutes long. People have been like, man, this movie sucks. Jeff Mack killed everybody in the beginning. I'm telling you, it's rough. It was a huge analogy for which party do you want to be a part of when shit hits the fan. You want to be a conservative or you want to be a tree-hugging liberal? It's up to you. Both parties are fine until the shit hits the fan. Certain people are going to be hiding and other people are going to be fighting. That's what it's going to come down to. Thank you so much, American Woman, for subscribing for 2 months over on Kick. You're officially a hooligan. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's see. DeRosa, that was partially based on a true story. It was. And as far as I know, they never actually found the killers. And I guess there's a second movie. I haven't seen the second one yet, but... either way, I just took it as a huge analogy for liberals versus conservatives when it's time to defend your own life and be safe. Not fighting each other, but just preservation of life. You know, you could be one or the other. You're going to be soft or you're going to be strong. Let's read through chat really quick. Andrew, great rant. My apologies, hooligans. I get off my rocker every now and then. I just want us all to be whole and happy. And the best way to do that is to give as many perspectives of life as I can to keep our brains thinking. As long as we're thinking, we're figuring out problems. And if we're figuring out problems, we're making America great again. That's how I look at it. Let's see. Garrett, apparently Luke, somebody wore a kilt at one of his recent concerts, is a true sellout. Well... was it a kilt or was it a dress? Because according to my heritage, I think I could sport a kilt. I got the legs for it. I have to tape the wiener somewhere, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah. I mean, kilts are one thing. Dresses... That's sellout to me, but I don't know. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, so I will take your word for it. Get a little screaming goat in there. A little screaming goat. Let's see. Thanks for sharing that, Annette. I'll check it out after the live. Hair juicer, is that your stash? It looks awesome. I like the white grips. That's neat. I've never seen that. Yeah, Annette, I'm going to check that out after the live. What are you talking about, Raja? He's living in a halfway house. He ate a guy's brain and eyeballs, served 10 years for saying he was crazy. That's rough. That's rough. I bet Netflix will pay him a whole bunch of money to make a movie about him. So we're going to move on to this next one. It's titled, This is something special, I think. It's titled, First U.S. Deportation Flight in Years Lands in Venezuela. Everybody's ears perk up. What? We're deporting people again? Are we now? Please tell me more. All right. This could be the beginning of something good. Time will tell.
The first U.S. deportation flight to Venezuela in years flew from Texas to Caracas on Wednesday, part of the latest approach by the Biden White House to tighten border control. Earlier this month, the U.S. announced it had made an agreement with Venezuela to deport its citizens who enter illegally and send them home, a breakthrough despite frosty diplomatic relations between the two sides. About 130 Venezuelans were deported, according to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Corey Price is the senior official in charge of the removal operation.
These are the consequences for entering our country unlawfully. Unfortunately, those that take their lives and put them in the hands of smugglers and their life savings and put them in the hands of smugglers are only going to get a flight home on one of these flights like this to go back to their country.
In September, Washington said it would grant temporary deportation relief and access to work permits to nearly 500,000 Venezuelans who arrived on or before July 31st. Later, authorities decided those who came after that date would face deportation. The Venezuelan government has said it will care for repatriated citizens. On Wednesday, Venezuelan state TV showed the plane's passengers receiving medical checks and being registered by immigration officials. Since Biden took office in 2021,
What kind of medical check involves your earlobe?
Attempting to cross the U.S.-Mexico border illegally. Part of it fueled by a sharp rise in Venezuelans fleeing economic and political instability in their home country, which has been slapped with U.S. sanctions. More than 380,000 Venezuelans have been caught crossing the U.S.-Mexico border illegally since 2021, far higher than only a year or two before, with 2,000 in 2019 and 1,000 in 2020.
So I thought that was interesting because when they were saying that the border's wide open for anybody that needs asylum, I didn't hear them say anybody needs asylum unless you're from Venezuela. If you're from Venezuela, we're going to send you back home. I missed that during the update, and so I was pretty surprised to find that video that they're actually shipping people back to Venezuela. So when are we going to open that opportunity up? People going back to Guatemala and things like that. We'll just start sending everybody home. I mean, we could be fixing some things here. I don't know. Only time will tell. I was pretty excited to see that, though. I mean, I wish everybody to be whole and happy and all that stuff, but you can't be just coming here all willy-nilly and taking our resources while we still have homeless Americans, veterans, and other problems that we haven't solved ourselves. We can't fix other people's problems, too. You can't pour into someone else if your glass is empty. And so, I don't know. It's kind of exciting. We're doing deportations again. They should just bring ICE back, right? We'll see. Maybe they'll... And I wonder. They're building the wall again. They're starting to deport people who ain't supposed to be here. That's what Trump was saying he was going to do when he gets back in office. Is old man Walter trying to do something funny? And be like, well, maybe if we give old man Walter a second chance, he'll come fix all of our problems. He started to make some changes right here at the end. Maybe it's more to come. No, it's a ploy, just like the student loan thing. Every time it's time to go vote, old man Walter shows up and goes, hey, we'll clear your student loans. And then everybody votes blue team, and then he's like, psych! I'm not clearing nothing. You're not getting any free money, which is totally fine with me, but man, the liberals don't like that. They don't like that at all. It's exciting. Maybe we'll get some more deportation, more resources for America. We'll see. What's up, Sam? Happy freedom. Appreciate you being here. Hair juicer. Sample of the stash. Made the white grip and brace yourself. That's awesome. You're a badass. I dig it. Looks good. It looks like a good start there, hair juicer. It's a good start. Just reading through really quick. Dance master, deport rhinos and Dems. America first. America needs to come first. Gonzo the walls to keep you in. It could be. It could be. Yeah, I don't know. I've never tried to go to Mexico. I really don't know how difficult it is to go there. I've thought about it just because you can get dental work so cheap. I don't know if Michigan is the most expensive for dental work, but it is very expensive here. And I've thought about going down south and like Louisiana and Georgia and Alabama and stuff, because their dental prices are half, if not even less, half the prices of what they are here, if not even an even better deal. So I've thought about going down there, but you can go to Mexico and you can get all implants for like $2,000. You can get all your teeth redone, but I don't know what the quality's like. I've never tried to go into Mexico. They probably would. They'd be like, nah, you got to stay here. You got to stay here. They're letting everybody in, but they won't let us leave. Reading through. Dance master, deport the uniparty. Yep. I don't know the whole earlobe thing. That was weird. Salty senior earlobes and heart disease. Is that what it is? I don't think I've ever had a doctor touch my earlobe without hitting on me first. I've never been hit on by a doctor that I know of. I'm kind of simple. I'm a little simple. I'm one of those guys that, like, if a woman is flirting with me, they kind of have to tell me. Otherwise, I just assume they're being nice. So I don't know. Maybe they were hitting on me. I didn't realize. All my doctors are always women. I don't know. For some reason, me and male doctors don't get along. It becomes like a pissing competition. It's stupid. Stuck in this little room. And some guy and his baby nuts trying to tell me, you're fine. My leg's all broken in 6 places. He's like, you're fine. I'm like, I still kick your ass with one leg. You shut up. Can't stand male doctors. They're too pompous and I hit too hard for us to be in the same room together. Women doctors are the way to go for me. When they were grabbing on that dude's earlobe, I thought they were going to put a tag. like they do cattle. I thought they were going to stick a tag on him and be like, yeah, you can't leave now. Now that you're back and you tried to run away, we got to stick a tag on your ear so we know that you tried to leave the premise. What's a bunny game? Happy freedom. Just ran through the chat really quick and we'll be moving forward here. We got 4 more left. 4 more. Steve, I wouldn't do it. I don't trust doctors as it is, let alone from another country. That's true. That's true. The only reason I look is because this front tooth is cracked on the top, and it has been for a long time. And the dentist keeps telling me it needs to be crowned. And I can't afford... I'm trying to think how to explain this. To get a porcelain crown is $1,200 before it's installed. Now, once it's installed, then it's like another $100, $200 or something. So you're talking like $1,700 for this one tooth to be fixed and all white and all that stuff. But then it's not going to match the rest of my teeth. So then I'm inclined to cap other teeth. And then if I'm going to do that, then we're talking thousands of dollars. We're talking $40,000 or something just to do your smile, not even your molars or anything. If I got them done in gold, it'd be a quarter of the price. If I got them done in gold, a lot of people aren't going to like the way that looks, and it's going to cost me all that money. But I could get them all done in gold in Mexico for like $600. But here in America, it'd be $10,000. And so I'm just waiting for this tooth to crack all the way, and when that happens, then I'll have to jump on what I'm going to do. So there might be a day where I just show up and I have all white gold teeth. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I've been waiting, and it's a rough situation. They can't fix the tooth. We're just waiting for it to break, And when it does, one day I'm going to show up with gold teeth. And there's nothing I can do about it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm just riding it out as long as I can. Let's see. Cassandra, I don't even know why doctors bother taking the Hippocratic Oath. They don't honor it. That is absolutely true. They do not honor it. Not at all. Doctors are only concerned with one thing, and it's not your health. It's how good your insurance is. Absolutely. I can't stand doctors. Can't stand doctors. Doctors and politics. It's all the same. They don't fix anything, and they still charge you money. It's messed up. It's messed up. And that they're hypocrites. Yep, it's true. Alright. So this next one's titled, Hundreds Arrested at U.S. Capitol Peace Protest. I can't believe this isn't doing bigger numbers. Because, man, when it was Trump supporters in the Capitol, people were... They said it was worse than 9/11. And all they did was take a tour. Trumpers came into the Capitol and just stood around, wandered around. They didn't know what to do. We were there covering it live. I mean, we weren't on the scene, but we were covering the whole thing as it unfolded. It was a 17-hour live or something, which is on jeffmaclive.com if you'd like to go watch it. It's split into 3 videos. But we watched the whole thing, and they didn't do anything. They walked in, and then they literally said, "What now? What do we do now?" And they were like, "We don't know. We didn't think we'd get this far." And then they just wandered around. And eventually they got bored and left. They just left. They were like, "Hey, Trump says we should go. All right, let's go." And then they left. These guys come in and act like a bunch of assholes, and it's all good. It's all good, because the blue team could do whatever they want.
No more war. Ceasefire is what we're calling for. No more weapons. Calling for. No more weapons. No more war. Ceasefire is what we're calling for. The right to live in freedom. The right to return to home. Ceasefire now. Ceasefire now.
Yeah, that's okay. You know how pissed the J6ers probably are watching that crap? Sitting in jail. Sitting there incarcerated. Indefinitely. There's like no set court dates or anything. Meanwhile, these assholes are out there. 500 people blocked the road in front of the Capitol. I assume they're calling for an insurrection. I'm sure they're not saying march peacefully and patriotically to the Capitol. I'm sure that's not what they're saying. It didn't sound like that's what they were saying. So it sounded like they were calling for an insurrection, and then the assholes went in there and camped out at the Capitol until they were all arrested and stuff. I don't know. That seems worse than what happened with the J6ers. They didn't even have, like, these guys didn't even have American flags when they hit the Capitol. Almost every J6er had some form of stars and stripes on them. So, I mean, I don't know. Is this the second thing that's, worse than 9/11 or, whatever? Is that what it is? It's, I don't know. So stupid. And that soft and stupid people. They are. What do they think they're doing? Like, they're complaining about Middle East problems, so they go to our capital to complain about it? I don't even understand the thought process behind that. What is our capital going to do? They come out and lie to us. That's what they do. That's their whole job, is come lie to us. So go there and cause a fuss about what's going on in another country? Okay. It's like coming to me and bitching about Burger King messing your order up. What the hell do you want me to do about it? What am I supposed to do about it? Nothing. I'll eat that cheeseburger if you ain't going to eat it. That's it. There ain't nothing else going on. So I don't know. Just soft and stupid people doing what they do. And there's a lot of people that support it too over on X platform. I don't even know who the good guys or the bad guys are, because none of it is any of my business. So I don't pay any attention to it. Hey, appreciate you stopping in, Sam. Be safe out there. Hair Juicer J6 was so fun. That was a crazy day. 0 because we're sending money to both sides. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we're sending money to both sides of that, and we're sending money to the blue and yellow country. We're like Oprah. We're just giving everybody checks. Dance Master, yeah. All the mainstream news outlets are all corrupt. Sure crazy. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. AOC, she's nothing special. Tiger Jaw, why was there not a gun pointed at any of them? 2 of them almost attacked MTG. Yeah, because they shot Ashley Babbitt for just trying to go through a threshold. Just going through a doorway, and they shot her. So to attack a congresswoman, how come none of them got shot? Normal times. In the meantime, J6 supporters, J6 Trump supporters continue to suffer in the Democrats' DC gulag. Yep. Matthew, I don't know why Rumble skips unless you're on the app. If you're on the site, it shouldn't skip. Can Killer, they should go help in Palestine. Yeah. If they care so much, about it, well, go over there and do something about it, I guess. That's why I keep saying, like, I don't know what people want. Why we don't have enough problems? You got to worry about what's going on in the Middle East. I don't understand the whole deal behind it. I know some people feel some religious connection to all that stuff over there and whatever. That's their business, but it just is weird to me to beat yourself up so much about it. Let's go out there and act like assholes and be all upset because of what's happening somewhere overseas, when there's so much happening here that is not right. It needs to be fixed and could use a little protesting. I think if all those assholes went to the border and said, hey, we need to close the border, they'd probably do it. It seems like the government does whatever these radical protesters want. So why don't they care more about problems that we have here? Because they're not paid to, that's why. DeRosa, send more soy. That's what they need. That's what they need. They're crying for it. DeRosa, but Trumpers had the shaman. That person was speaking on stage. I can't remember if it was that clip or not because I covered so many videos looking for that specific subject. But they had their own shaman. They had their own person with the buffalo headdress situation at the liberal insurrection. They had their own shaman. Probably didn't get arrested though. DeRosa, meanwhile, no one said shit about 20 plus years of us bombing the Middle East. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We were in a 20-year war nobody seemed to care that much about. What's up, PB Brown? Happy freedom. Appreciate you being here. What's up, Bad Rabbit? Pesky, use JB Weld. It works on the Subaru. I mean, I guess. Complements the color scheme. That's about it. It ain't saving that motor. Salty Regu, I'll get the channel locks. We're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix this. The Jeff Mac 10. Marky cracked me up. What'd you bring? I brought the Jeff Mac 10. Holy, what caliber is that? American. Got the Tacticat with me. Klaus Daniels. I gotta give him a ballistics vest just to keep him safe. Put some patches on him. He can carry some extra magazines while we're running around through the war zone. Alright, we're gonna move on to this next one. We have 3 left, and we're gonna be ending with that video, the officer-involved shooting where the guy died at the traffic stop. We're gonna play most of that video. We can't play the whole thing because the end is graphic. If you want to watch the whole thing, join Gilded. It's in the news board, or join jeffmaclive.com. That's also on the news board. You can watch the full video. So this next one's titled Netflix hikes prices and smashes user growth forecast. They're saying that they're competing with numbers from when we were in lockdown. For some reason, they keep charging more and showing pedophile videos and all this other stuff on Netflix, and people talk about how they're going to boycott it. Yet Netflix is announcing they're making more money and have more people using their service than ever before, including during the plague.
Netflix is raising prices again. In the US, the top-tier ad-free plan now costs $22.99 per month, up by $3. The changes were rolled out Wednesday alongside an earnings report that also announced Netflix's strongest quarterly uptick in new customers since health crisis lockdowns began in 2020. The video streaming giant gained 9 million new subscribers globally in the third quarter this year, hitting a total of 247 million by the end of September. That increase far surpassed analyst estimates and sent Netflix shares soaring in after-hours trade. The subscriber gains came after a crackdown on password sharing, while Netflix also touted successes from new shows such as the live-action remake of manga series One Piece. Legal drama Suits, starring Prince Harry's wife Meghan Markle, also became the most-watched title across the US after it hit the platform. Netflix told shareholders it sees increased opportunities to license more hit titles. It now forecasts a fourth quarter revenue of just under $8.7 billion, slightly below expectations. The writer and actor strikes prompted the firm to revise its projections on content spending. It now expects to spend $13 billion in 2023, down from an earlier estimate of $17 billion, assuming the studios reach a settlement with striking actors in the near future.
Yeah, I don't know. Netflix is another one of those mega corporations where they're a part of the agenda and they're rolling it out, and then you hear people say they're going to boycott it and all this stuff, and then these videos come out where they're saying, oh, Netflix is breaking records for so many users and all the money spent and all this stuff. I don't know. That's why I don't get my hopes up when I hear about people saying, oh, we're going to boycott this or whatever. It usually fizzles out. Yeah, Bud Light worked. Yeah, the Target thing kind of worked. That's it, though. I ain't seen it work with anything else. I don't know about the whole Netflix thing. I think it went up to $22 or $23. I remember when it was like $9 or $7 or something. I remember when Netflix used to send you DVDs in the mail, and you had to mail them back when I was a teenager. I don't know. Bobby, I'm paying $22 for something I don't use? Fuck. Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's how I feel too. I'm starting to think like I should just go buy the seasons of shows that I watch, because I don't think it's worth the money that I'm paying. I watch Supernatural from beginning to end over and over again. I watch F is for Family, same thing. I watch The Flash. And what else is there? There's like one or two other shows, and I don't even watch them. I've already seen them, every episode. I just have it playing in the background to make me feel like I'm not alone in this house with a giant cat. I don't even watch them. I don't even watch TV. But at $23 a month, I should probably just go buy the seasons and then cancel my Netflix. And then I could just start the DVD every day. Or whatever you kids do nowadays. Probably digital downloads. I'd rather have the physical copy. They're taking all of our digital stuff from us, but they're doing it quietly. And a lot of people don't realize that. And I haven't found a solid video to explain it, so I guess I'll just kind of mention it right here. But with video games, if you play video games, well, I guess on all platforms now, PlayStation, Xbox, computer, whatever, when you get a video game, you don't get a disc or a cartridge anymore like you used to. A lot of it is just digital download. It's just saved on the hard drive of the device that you're using. Well, now companies are starting to make it so if you don't use certain things on your device for like a year or two, if you haven't even opened the app or started the game for 360 days or whatever more, they'll just delete it from your library. They'll just consider that you don't use it, even though you paid for it and you technically own it. They'll just remove it from your library because it's not being used. Movie platforms are going to start doing that too. So if you have, oh God, I can't even think of what it's called now. It used to be called Columbia something or other, like Columbia Plus or something, but now it's, I can't remember what it's called. Vudu. Now it's called Vudu. So like if you buy a Blu-ray movie and it gives you a code to download the video, the movie you purchased, a lot of times it will come on Vudu. Well, they're going to do the same thing. You go 2 years without watching a movie, they're going to pull it off your library even though you bought it. You purchased it. So everything's like that. Your music, your movies, audio, anything, any media that you have digitally on a device that you paid a streaming service of some sort, some digital store, to own that, and it's saved on your hard drive or it's saved on your library that you have to log into, eventually they're going to have usage restriction to where if you don't use it, they'll just pull it and you won't own it anymore. And if you want it back, you got to buy it again. Everything is rolling that way. Photoshop, when Photoshop came out, you pay $300 to $500. You owned it. Now you have to pay $35 a month, and you can't even own it. You have to rent it. So your software you're using, you don't even own it anymore. We're getting to the point where we are not owning things. We're just renting them. Property is going to be like that. I keep saying this. I've been saying it for like a week now. What are we going to do when all the older people pass away and their house and their property is sitting there and none of us can afford to buy it? What are we going to do when that transpires over the country and we all don't have places to live or property to purchase because all the houses and property that are left empty are unaffordable because of inflation and stuff? We're all going to be homeless while there's uninhabited houses out there. We won't own it. So everything we have right now as far as entertainment, we already don't own it. We're just renting it. We're renting Netflix. We're renting Spotify. We're paying to have access to it, but we never actually get to keep it and own it. What are we going to do when we can't afford cars because they're all electric and they run autonomously? We can't afford to have one, so we got to use the public's transportation of self-driving Ubers and stuff, where we can only go where they let us go. Then eventually we'll be in our smart cities. We won't own anything. We'll be eating bugs, and we'll just have to like it. And that, of course, could only happen if they take our guns away. I don't know. I keep seeing all these pieces moving together to form a picture. Scares the hell out of me. Scares the hell out of me. So I'm going to read through the chat really quick. We have 2 more videos left. This next one is a useful mobile app that has to do with your data being on the internet. And then we're going to wrap it up with that dash footage of the individual and his interaction with that officer that resulted in him being tased twice and then shot to death. I'm not going to show the crazy stuff. I can't show it. It's too much to even show on Rumble. But I did put the video on Gilded and on jeffmaclive.com if you want to go watch it for yourself all the way through. It is graphic at the end, I will tell you that. Just reading through chat really quick. And Ed, I don't watch or use Netflix. Let's see. 10 Man. I worked and chased women and ran bars. No time for TV. Yeah. I just have it on at the end of the day. I don't even watch it. Let's see. And Ed, I hardly watch TV. I watch Rumble or YouTube. YouTube can watch my old TV. Yeah. Yep. I used to watch a lot of YouTube until they started mistreating me like a year or 2 ago. When they started really cracking down on me over things. Everybody else is allowed to do it. But if I do it, then all of a sudden I'm catching strikes and stuff. When that stuff started happening, I won't even go to YouTube to watch cat videos. I cannot stand YouTube. Like it's like having a business in town that everybody likes going to, but when I go there, I get treated like shit. And all my buddies are like, "Hey, come over. It's fun. We're going to this place that you can't stand." And I'm like, "No, I don't want to go there. I don't like it there." And they're like, "Well, that sucks because we really like it there." And I'm like, "Damn." And so I just feel like left out. I've been pushed out of the group. Can't stand YouTube. Drives me nuts. Let's see. 10 Man. Israel is going into Gaza. We're probably going to war. It's on Netflix. Or not Netflix. It's on Newsmax. Thank you for letting me know, 10 Man. I'm worried about them instating the draft. Because if they do, I have to go. I will have to go. And I hate that. I hate thinking about it. All the way up to like 45 or something like that. You can be 45 and still have to get pulled for the draft. If you meet the qualifications and all that crap. Like, if you're I can't remember what the stipulations were. I haven't read it since I was 18 and signed the draft. But I know it's something like if you're the last son in your family with your last name, you don't have to go. But it ain't me. My younger brother has my last name. And so that means that I'd have to go and he wouldn't. And he's a bastard. He should have to go fight Old Man Walter's war, not me. They don't want me over there. I'd be turning everybody into hooligans. We'd be running our own camp. Like, they don't want these problems. They better just keep my ass in Michigan. Snooks. I will check it. What is going on? Who is the problem? Oh. Well, they could say whatever they want. The problem is that they spammed. They spammed it. How do I kick them out? Yeah, they're gone. They're gone. I don't know why people do that. Come protest in my chat. Yeah, sure. Go ahead with that. Dallas, you can hide out in my cabin. No, I don't know what. If it happens, I'll have to go. I'm not gonna run. I'm not gonna do. I hate being in prison. I'd rather try and survive in a war zone, I think, than be in prison. Because if I go to prison, I'll never get out. It's a trap. It's a trap. You go in there and there's crime going on. You end up mixed up in the crime because it's unavoidable. You're locked in these rooms with these criminals. And then they rack your charges up the whole time you're there. COs will force you to commit crimes. Other inmates will force you to commit crimes. You go in for 10 years, but you stay for 15 or 20 because all the crimes you have to commit while you're there just to stay alive. And I think I'd rather go to a war zone where I'm allowed to shoot people instead of go to prison. And so if I was drafted, I would just go, I guess. I wouldn't want to run. They'd catch me. And people would say I'm a traitor to the country and all this other stuff, that I, fled my responsibility and this, that, and the other. Now, if it made sense, if it all made sense, if somebody was coming to get us, then yeah, I'd be drafted and whatever would happen, I'd be fighting for America. But to go fight Old Man Walter's wars, I don't want none of that. I don't want no part of that. And you don't really even own your home. If you don't pay your property taxes, the person that pays your tax will own your home. Yeah, it's true. I guess it's true. I didn't even think about it like that. You buy your house, but then you still got to pay the property tax. Cassandra, YouTube is so different now. I think of what it was in 2008 versus now. YouTube used to be fun and informative. Yeah. I used to be able to see almost anything on YouTube, but it was about being entertained. I wasn't worried about being politically correct back then. Salty Senior, for once, I'm glad I'm too old. Yeah. Sarah, my kids aren't going. I'll move to Antarctica before that. Let's see. Appeal to heaven, property tax on what we owe is $3,000 a year. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Property tax is really influenced here on how close you are to the lake. Obviously, the closer to the lake you are, the higher property tax is. Kevin, you can come hide in the basement. I mean, we'll see how it goes. Serum, Jeff's gonna move in with Sugar Crazy. Something. I mean, if I went to Canada, they probably wouldn't. If I could make it into Canada, I'd probably be safe. I don't know if I could get in there though. Maybe they'll let us in. Maybe Canada will step up and they'll be like, hey, if Americans don't want to go fight Old Man Walter's war, you can come to Canada for asylum. I don't know. I hate even thinking about that stuff. What's up, Cranky Cracker? Happy freedom. You're not a traitor for refusing to fight in a for a ZOG government. It's your patriotic duty to refuse. Yeah. I don't want to fight his war. DeRosa, it's rented, not owned. You'll own nothing and be happy. They're pushing us in that direction. DeRosa, Jeff Mack watches Dawson's Creek. You know it. I don't know what that is, but I don't watch it. I have seen Vampire Diaries. I have seen Charmed. I've watched Gilmore Girls. If you want to make fun of me for that stuff, fine. I don't know what Dawson's Creek is, though. Yep. Just reading through the chat really quick. We're getting ready to move on to this next one. All right. So this very next one is titled "Mobile App Gives Customers Control Over Data Companies Can Collect." I think this is interesting. I don't know how effective it's going to be, but it's a way for you to track your information that's being held and collected by online entities, and you can actually tell them to delete your data using this app. And in certain states they have to comply because of new privacy policies, and in other states you still have the opportunity to try and make it work, and most platforms will comply even if you don't live in a state with this new law, I guess.
Personal privacy, it's a hot topic, and what companies can gather about our data is top of mind for a lot of people as cybercrime is on the rise. There's this new free mobile app called Permission Slip that helps you understand where your information is going and what is being done with it. And more importantly, it prevents companies from doing whatever they want with your personal info. Joining us right now is the Director of Product Research and Development for Consumer Reports and creator of Permission Slip, Jenny Foz. Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, so this app, help us understand exactly what it's doing and why we need it.
Absolutely. So a number of new states have passed privacy laws, and these laws give consumers new rights. Among them, any of us now has the right to tell a company to stop selling our data or to tell a company to delete our data based on these new laws, among some other rights. And so Permission Slip is an app that makes it really easy to do that. We show you a number of different companies. We let you see what data those companies collect, and then we give you the power to manage your data with those companies, either by telling them to stop selling the data or to delete your data entirely.
Okay, so according to the stats that you just provided for us, what if you live in a state that doesn't have those kinds of privacy laws? Can you still use Permission Slip to contact companies and say, no more, don't share my data?
Yes, you can still use Permission Slip. And that's because what we found in our research is that most companies choose to honor consumers' privacy rights independent of the state that the consumer comes from. So that means that even if you don't live in a state with a privacy law, you're still able to use these rights. You may have a slightly lower success rate than somebody who lives in a state that does have a strong privacy law. But all in all, you'll still be able to manage your data and take control of your privacy.
So Jenny, just be real basic, because the thing that caught my attention here is that I would have to go personally and contact every company and go through my email and look at things that I've subscribed to and reach out and talk to these people and say, get my info off of your platforms. But are you saying, does Permission Slip actually do that work for the person?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So without a tool like Permission Slip, you would have to go to every company you have a relationship with one by one. Consumer Reports past research shows that it can take 10 or even 12 minutes per company for a consumer to do this on their own. And so that's why a tool like Permission Slip is so powerful. You can download this app, and with a tap, you can send a data request to a company, which saves you a lot of time.
And what kind of companies are on these particular websites, or what is the app actually funneling through? Is it retail websites? Is it credit card bureaus? Is it department stores? Is it automotive? Maybe a past bill from a utility that we had when we lived in another state?
Yeah, I mean, it's lots of different companies. So in Permission Slip, we offer a broad swath of companies, and we also have a particular focus on a type of company called a data broker. Data brokers are companies you may not have heard of. They're not household names, but these are companies that operate in the shadows. They're scanning online and offline information about us and building profiles about us and then selling that for profit. And so even though you may not have heard about these companies, these are the most impactful companies you can choose to manage your data with, and Permission Slip makes it really easy to do that. We have a feature called auto request, where with one tap you can start sending do not sell my data requests to large numbers of these data brokers.
Okay, and just go to the App Store and look up Permission Slip.
Absolutely, yeah. Permission Slip by Consumer Reports, and we're available on iOS and on Android.
Jenny, thanks so much for creating this app. We appreciate it. We'll have people, I'm sure, logging on. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to News Nation.
Well, that sounds good. I don't know that the companies will comply. You could request for them to sell, to get rid of the data and stuff. I don't know if there's actually a confirmation. They'll say, yeah, we deleted all your stuff. I don't know, but it's a neat idea. They should be tracking it. Really, we should be getting paid for our data. That's what should be happening, is they should be paying us for it. But they don't. There was talk of it. They were trying to pass laws to make it so if a company collects your data, they have to pay you for it, especially if they're selling it to some other company. Facebook is really big about that. They take all of our information and sell it to the highest bidder, really. It's a good idea. We'll see how it goes as time rolls on. I've considered maybe downloading the app to see for myself how does it work, but I don't know. How much use is it really? I feel like other than them profiting off of our data, what does it really matter? That's why I think when they talk about TikTok, they're like, oh, the CCP is spying on you with TikTok. Well, they're probably disappointed at their findings. What are they going to do with that information? They gonna come get me because I watch cat videos and girls shaking their ass? Well, good. Good. What are they going to do? I don't know. I think most people care about their data being breached when they think about the government coming to get them in an unfair way for something they're not really doing wrong. I think that's people's biggest concern when it comes to data being leaked. I mean, that and obviously stolen identity, but these companies are owning the data. I don't see who cares a whole lot about it at this point. You can't, it's hard to avoid it. If you're standing next to a buddy with a cell phone and you don't have a cell phone, your data's still being collected just because you're there. You're within range. Same thing as like people who are scared of microphones and cameras and GPS. You could avoid it all you want to, but if you got friends or family, you're still being tracked. You're still being listened to. You're still being recorded. It's almost unavoidable. You have to live alone in the woods off the land. That's the only way you're getting away from it. And it's rough stuff. Well, I'm going to read through chat really quick before we move forward. We have this last video left. It has to do with the officer-involved shooting that we covered yesterday. Like I was saying, there was possibly another George Floyd situation. I don't know now that I'm seeing this dashboard footage. Now I think I know why there isn't protesters in the street. This guy didn't just get tased twice and then shot and killed for no reason. You'll see. You'll see. We're not going to play the whole video. If you want to see the whole video, including the very graphic end of it, you would have to go to jeffmaclive.com and check out the news board, or go to Gilded and check out the news board there. You can find the whole video if you wish to watch it. Let's see. Flipping through. Salty Senior, no worries. We're all on a list. Yeah. Well, you see these goofy things that the FBI comes out with. You celebrate Christmas, you're an extremist. You celebrate Hanukkah, you're an extremist. If you acknowledge the day of 9/11, you're an extremist. If you attend school board meetings, you're an extremist. And right now, the newest one, if you're a Trump supporter, you're potentially an extremist. I mean, that's the latest out of the FBI. They're checking people who are Trump supporters. So, I don't know. We're a little bit beyond the point of worrying about being on lists, I think. Let's see. True Crazy. I feel bad for the dude watching my boring life. Yeah. I wink at the camera every once in a while, just throw them off. Just in case they're watching, just hit him with one of those and like, yo, I think he knows we're here. I do. Let's see. Happy Freedom of Appeal to Evan. Appreciate you being here. Let me see. It's your birthday today, Miss Jamie? Well, happy birthday. I love birthdays. Birthdays are so awesome. I hope you do something awesome. Thank you for sharing your special day with us today, Miss Jamie. Hope today kicks ass for you. I love birthdays. It's your own personal holiday. You know those really drunk people who are like, hey, fuck you. It's my birthday today. I'll do what I want to do. That's me every time it's my birthday. You got to celebrate your birthday to the fullest. You never know. It's your own personal holiday. You got to go all out. Don't do anything bad. Don't do anything illegal. Don't do anything get yourself killed. But make sure you have as much fun as you can. Let's see. Salty Senior, every time we get junk mail or junk emails, we should get paid. I agree. I hate opening my mailbox because the majority of it is offers. Come sign up for our credit card. Come use our service with your business. Tons of that. Over and over. Or, you know, scratch this ticket and see if you want a new car. I have like a key taped to the page or whatever, and it's really just a ploy. Get you down to the dealership? No. I'm trying to find this comment I read while the video was playing. It was cracking me up. Seppa. Let's see. That's not the right one. I swear it was Seppa that said it, though. Canadian border crosser. If I went to hideout with Trigger Crazy, if I got drafted, I'd be a Canadian border crosser. I'd have to eat all my words. Everything I said about those border crossers on the southern border, I'd have to eat those words as soon as I crossed that invisible line and got picked up by Trigger Crazy. Yeah, 'tis what 'tis. Let's see. Salty Senior, boobs are forever great. They are. Everybody likes boobs. Everybody does. You ever seen drunk women? It's the first thing they do when they greet their friends. They greet them by their tits. It's just, everybody likes them. I don't know. Hooligans crack me up. Oh yeah, I seen that we are featured on D Live. We're featured on their homepage right now. Well, we were. I'm checking. Yeah, we are right now. Right now, we're on their front page. We are a featured live stream over on D Live. That's pretty awesome. Never seen that before. I check it every day since we've been back on D Live. Today is the first day we've been featured. Cash flow. Happy freedom. Cash flow says the FBI can go fuck themselves. I want to see the Orange Eagle tell them that. I want to see him get back in office and straighten this stuff out. We all good now over here on Twitch? Got that asshole out of here? I appreciate you being here, Pester's Place. We may not always agree on everything, but we are all absolutely in this together. MD Cyron posting the tits on YouTube just to give him a huge middle finger. I appreciate you, MD Cyron. What's up, Met Fury? Dabacles, Roomba watches you poop. Mine don't. I don't have a Roomba. I have a Klaus Daniels. It's like the opposite. I don't know. Why are those Roomba things smart devices? Can they survive cat hair? That's my big question. I'd probably get one if it would actually pick up the cat hair. Klaus Daniels, his cat hair, I don't know. It's got, I was going to say girth. It doesn't have girth, okay? You guys stop that. It's got like a density to it. It's hard for the vacuum to pick it up off the floor. I gotta like sweep it up into piles and then pick it up with my hands. Like the vacuum just doesn't want to touch it. Bobby, D Live is still a thing? They are. We weren't there for a while. 2 years actually. We left 2 years ago and they reached out to me by email. I actually thought it was a scam. I thought it was a fake email. But D Live reached out to me and they told me they want me and all the hooligans to bring the news to D Live. That's specifically what they said. I was so proud of all of us for them to send me an email like that. So I was like, absolutely. Appeal to Heaven, Orange Eagle said he would make sure all politicians get what they deserve. I'm excited for it. Miss Jamie, my dogs always come into the bathroom. They're like, you watch me. Yeah. It's true. Klaus Daniels is the same way. He comes and hangs out. I think it's because I have the heater on. I have a little floor heater in the bathroom because it's all linoleum and stuff. There's nothing like waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, sitting down on that cold toilet and freezing to death while you're trying to crap before you got to wake up and do it live. And so I have a little space heater in there I turn on, and Cat Daniels, he'll come flop himself down on the floor, living the good life in front of the heater. Big stretches with his toes on the front of the heater. I'm like, this guy. Unlike any other. Alright, hooligans, we're going to get to this next one. So, this let me see how I want to say this. We're not going to watch the whole video because the end is graphic. And oh, hold on. Let me get it all set up before I walk you up to the front door here. Let's see. So yesterday we covered a video. I think it was at the very end yesterday. We covered a video. There was a man who was wrongfully arrested, and he was exonerated or exonerated, I think. He was let go from prison because they found out that he was innocent from what he was accused of. So they let him go. Now, since then, and I don't know how long he's been out. That's just how they started the story yesterday. But he ended up getting a traffic stop. They told us during the traffic stop he was tased twice, and then ultimately he was shot and killed by the officer. That's all they said. Now, they showed some sort of relative or friend or something who was saying that people don't trust the police. This is why they don't trust the police. We need change. We need justice and whatever. He sounded like a protester. He sounded like the average protester when these situations happen. And I had mentioned yesterday that I don't know what happened. I'm just surprised that we don't see protesters in the street because this sounds like another George Floyd situation, right? Officer shows up, overreacts to his authority, kills another individual. Where's the mad protesters at? Well, then this video came out. This is the dash cam from that incident. Now, I know first offhand you're going to be like, why the hell is this officer screaming his head off like this? This guy's being pulled over because he was reckless driving and driving over 100 miles an hour while he passed the officer who apparently scanned him at this speed and then pulled him over. This is the interaction right as he's being pulled over. Now, so for those of you who don't know, in most states, and it could be nationwide, if you're driving more than like 30 over the speed limit, it's considered a disregard for human life, and you could be charged the same kind of charges as if you were to shoot into a crowd with a firearm. It's negligence for human life, which is a big deal. It's the same thing as like manslaughter and things like that. It can be escalated high like that. You can do many years for driving 30 over the speed limit. It can be a very big deal. So I think, and I don't know for certain, I wasn't there, but I think that's why the officer starts at such a high escalation. But we're going to go ahead and get this started. I am not going to play the whole video. The end is graphic. So just know that. You're going to see these guys get into it. They're going to grapple, and I'm going to stop the video. And if you want to see what happens after that, you got to be a part of Gilded, or you got to be a part of jeffmaclive.com. I cannot show it. I couldn't even show it if we were a Rumble only. It gets graphic at the end.
Step out! Get out! Get out! Put your hands back here. I ain't doing shit. Put your damn hands back here. Who are you? Staff Sergeant of the Sheriff's Office. My name is Al Wade. I don't care. Step to the rear of this vehicle. In the name of who? In the name of the law of the state of Georgia. Step back here now or you're getting tased. I'm going. Watch me now. Put your hands on the back of that truck. Do you see that? Put your hands on the back of that truck. The back of the truck. Both hands. Turn around. 34, can you send me another unit? One non-compliant. Your name is Officer who? Staff Sergeant Aldridge with the Camden County Sheriff's Office. Who county? Camden County. Put your hand behind your back. Do I have a warrant? Wait. No. Excuse me. Either put your hands behind your back or you're getting tased. I'm telling you that right now. Why am I getting tased? Because you are under arrest for speeding and reckless driving. I'm not driving. Nobody was hurt. How was I speeding? You passed me doing 100 miles an hour. Okay, so that's a speeding ticket, right? Sir, tickets in the state of Georgia are criminal offenses. I don't have a ticket in Georgia. You do now? Why? You passed me doing 100 miles an hour. And what? Am I going Hands behind your back. Yes, you are going to jail. Hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Okay, I can't show it beyond there because it immediately escalates. So you can see these two individuals mixing it up. They're now within grappling range. They're holding on to each other. We'll call him a suspect. We'll say that. The suspect grabs the officer and holds him close and takes his other hand and grabs the officer right up under his chin and just as high as he can. He's trying to break this officer's head off backwards. The officer's standing there basically looking across his back. His head is so far up, and it goes from that to a second shot of taser to being shot at point blank range, I believe in the chest, with a firearm. I heard one shot go off, but the audio, as you could tell, is crap. He could have shot 2-3 times. It was very quick. I didn't even know he shot him at first until they backed up. The guy drops, suspect drops, officer stands back, firearm in hand. That's when I realized he had been shot. And then after that, you see the suspect more, but he's going through shock, and it is very graphic and it is hard to watch. But that's quite a different picture than what was painted yesterday when we were told that this individual was tased twice and shot during a traffic incident. I was like, where's the protesters? Well, after watching that, I think we know why there's no protesters. That guy wanted it. He wanted what he got. And that's unfortunate. Now, who knows what led up to it? I don't know why he was driving too fast. I don't know why he was driving recklessly. He knew what was going to happen. He's already been to prison. It's not his first interaction with a cop. And then the officer pulls him over. Guy hops out the vehicle. Doesn't listen, doesn't follow commands, wants to argue, wants to be belligerent, and then, resulting in fighting with an officer, took his life from him. That's unfortunate. I don't want to see that happen to anybody. But now I know why there isn't protesters in the streets. It's because of stuff like that. Again, if you would like to watch the full video, we have it on the news board of Gilded, and we also have it on the news board on jeffmaclive.com. So I'm going to read through the chat really quick, hooligans, and read all of your guys' thoughts and whatnot. I'm going to drop this Linktree link in the chat as I go. If you would like to donate and help me out with my car and help continue on the live, you can donate or join the membership program. You can find those on the Linktree link. We have 2 different merch store links. The first merch store link is like shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs. And then the second merch store link is hats, patches, and flags. This shirt is on the second merch store because it was considered inappropriate on the original merch store. So if you want this t-shirt, you got to go to the merch store that says hats, patches, and flags and stuff. Check them both out. We have different designs and different items on both of them. They're both worth checking out. You can also join Gilded. Join Gilded from the Linktree. That's what I ask you to do with this link. If you're not interested in anything else, just go ahead and join Gilded. It's where all the hooligans hang out, keeping the conversation going 24/7. You'll receive notifications every time we go live, no matter where we go live. And we have a news board on there to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely join Gilded. Get this Linktree dropped for all of you guys. I'm going to read through the chat. And then we will do the Pledge of Allegiance and wrap everything up. Hey, be safe out there, Annette. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate you. Let's see. Just reading through. Snooks, you think the cop had the right to do what he did? I mean, if you watch the way that guy is forcing that officer's head backwards by his jaw, it's rough. I know if somebody was handling me like that, my thought would be, I need to defend my life. I am in danger of dying, and I need to defend my life. That's how I would feel if I was in that situation. Let's see. Hey, thanks for being here, Turbo. Happy freedom. Be safe out there. Zero, wait till we see the blood alcohol results. I can't tell if that guy was on drugs or alcohol, or if he's just a wound up individual. It was hard to tell. It didn't seem like he was slurring his words, but he was definitely amped up. Let's see, reading through. Elder Zoomer seems justified. Zero, you're hearing self-defense? Like from the officer? Or like it must be from the officer, because the guy didn't have any kind of self-defense. He got tased because he wasn't complying. It must be the officer. Jeb, then he choked the cop? Yeah. And it's like not nice. I mean, nobody likes to get choked. This isn't playful in the bedroom choking. This is like prison fighting, like hard, like primitive stuff, like brutality. That's, I mean, it's hardcore. Let's see. Pumpkin, our police are our best friends when we need them, but they give no quarter to crazies. I've dealt with good cops and bad cops, but I know that you don't play with either. You don't play with either of them. When they're telling you shit, you listen. It doesn't matter whether you agree or not. You listen, because they're not the judge. So there's no point in arguing with them. There's no point in talking with them. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law, and they absolutely mean it. And so when it comes time, they, you know, they're like, hey, put your hands behind your back. I don't talk again until I'm in front of an attorney or a judge. I don't care what they ask me. I'm not answering anything, but I'm complying. If I say anything, that's what I say. I am fully complying, but I am not answering any questions. And then I go to jail, and I do what I got to do to get out, and then I go to court, and then I talk to the judge, and I talk to my attorney. I don't talk to the cop. Cop's just, he's just HR for the courthouse. They come pick you up, transport you to jail. That's all they do. They don't really make any kind of decisions other than who's getting arrested and who's not. And that's it. And if they're already telling you they're putting you in cuffs, there is nothing you can say that is going to get you out of those cuffs. You're just spilling the beans for no reason. That's just my personal opinion. I can't give legal advice or anything like that. I've just done the song and dance a few times. I know how it goes. So learn from my mistakes. When cops are talking to you, you listen, do what they say. Fight that fight later on in court. Fighting with a cop and results in your death. That's how it ends up. So, tis what tis. Elder Zoomer, anything you say can and will be held against you. Absolutely. Absolutely. I had a magistrate tell me that I could apply for a public defender, an attorney, but I probably wouldn't get one. And I had to tell the damn magistrate what my constitutional rights are, and that I will be given an attorney even if I can't afford one. And then she tried to argue with me, and what she didn't know is I was damn near related to the magistrate in Ludington, and I told her about that. They sent a judge over and fired that magistrate at the courthouse over here because they were stepping on my constitutional rights, refusing to give me an attorney during a criminal charge. If I would have been where I am today, I would have sued the courthouse, and we would have had protesters out front, and we would have made a huge deal about that. But back then, nobody knew who I was, and so to have me kicked under the rug and treated like shit, nobody cared. Nobody cared. DeRosa, a traffic stop is not a death sentence. Shake my head. Yeah, it's true. DeRosa, he cracked me up. Bunny Game, it's loud on the highway. He's not going to use his normal talking voice. I agree. But I think it's also the speed thing. You know, when somebody's driving that fast and stuff, I guess you're to treat them as if they're fired into a crowd. Like, this person is showing, you know, no regard for human life. You could stop this guy on the side of the freeway. He could hop out and just open fire on you. He is displaying that he does not care about the safety of others. And I mean, if your job is to go stop that guy, you know, you're probably not gonna be like, hey buddy, I see you over here just ready and willing to kill people. I just want to come soft talk to you really quick and see if you need me to call a social worker to come hold your ding-a-ling while you sit here and talk shit to me. No. Of course the officer is, you know, flipping out and stuff. I wish that it didn't end the way it did, but that guy, he should have just complied. He should have complied. Even if he didn't agree with the officer, he should just went, and he'd be alive today if he would have just did what the officer said. Let's see. 24/7, removing the cuffs can add a charge. Yes. Yes, it can. the lamb is the light, and we don't know how long the chase had been going on. I mean, that's true. We don't know how long it took him to pull over. It could have been escalated while he was trying to stop him. So that's true too. I didn't even think of that. Dutton, hope your luck gets better. I appreciate you, Dutton. Thank you. I hope it does too. I don't know. I don't think my luck's going to get better. My luck's been pretty concurrent my whole life, but I do hope that the Subaru pulls through after its open heart surgery. I actually got to call them in 20 minutes to see when they want me to bring the car by. It's either going to be today or tomorrow, and then they're going to open her up, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and I'm just hoping for the best. Because at very worst here, they could spend all the money I have and not be able to fix the car. Like, they could flip this motor and we could still have problems. I keep talking about this transmission issue, and that's my biggest fear, is that we're going to make this move. I'm going to spend all the money I have, and the car is still not going to be functioning correctly, and I won't have anything to provide. I won't be able to fix it. I won't be able to get to the end of the road. I'll just have a car that doesn't function and $0 and a shop waiting for me to pull the crap out of their yard. And I really hope that's not what happens. Hoping for the best. Well, hooligans, that is all the coffee I had for you guys today. I have to figure out what's going on with the shop and stuff. I don't think we're going to game it today. I know that's probably disappointing to hear. I would like to start on Monday when I have all this stuff behind me. I don't have to worry about day-to-day crap and phone calls for important things. I think Monday will be best to start off with gaming. I did purchase Skyrim yesterday. It was $60, but it was on sale for $8, and I couldn't pass it up. So I spent the $8 hairs, and I got Skyrim. So for all the hooligans that come and hang out with us on Jeff Mac Gaming, we will be completing Starfield. Then we'll be moving through the rest of Fallout 4, and then we'll be starting Skyrim, and I'm pretty excited about it. I think Monday afternoon, 6 p.m. Eastern time, we'll start doing the gaming thing. But for all the rest of you hooligans, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time, very next Coffee with Hooligans. I appreciate all of you. Big shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you, and I would not be able to do this without you. And actually, I just thought about it. Big, huge shout out to Bonnie and Cassandra. Thank you both so much for all your support. I really appreciate you. I keep forgetting to give the shout outs and stuff, but I appreciate all the support. Thank you both so very much. I will see all of you hooligans on the very next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap. We gotta do the pledge. I totally forgot the pledge. I knew. Don't leave yet. We got the pledge. I got confused here. Just a moment. I tricked you. All right, hooligans who are still here, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. My apologies, hooligans. I saw what time it was and I got worried about the shop. Lost my marbles. Thanks for keeping me on track, hooligans. I appreciate all of you. I seen all those pledge comments in the chat. I was like, oh, I fucked up. Appreciate all of you, hooligans. I will see you on the next live. Stand tall, shine bright. That's a wrap.